Hey guys, what is going on? It's Obadiah, and today we are back with another episode of Music Row Hideout. Today we are here with, of course, co-host Ryan Poole, special guest Daniel Donato, and I will throw it to Ryan for the intro.
All right, well, this fine young man to my double left. Is double left a thing?
Yeah, it's okay.
My left is you. To my double left, not here, but there, is Daniel Donato. And Daniel has been playing guitar since he was 12 years old. When he was 19 years old, he actually got his own musical instructional book, which we're going to talk about later because I want to get to the bottom of how that happened and what's in it. And is it a good book, and would you recommend it? Don't answer yet. We'll get there. And Daniel's a phenomenal country player. He's just released his own album, which is called Modern Machine. Am I right? It's an EP, 3 songs. We're going to talk about that. And the final thing, dude, this is all from memory. So, okay, the final thing is Daniel just this last week opened for Chris Shiflett. Chris Shiflett of the Foo Fighters. And, of course, we and everybody else on Earth loves the Foo Fighters. So we'd love to talk about that and what that experience was like. Yeah, but why don't we jump into a song and...
Whoa. Oh, what are we drinking?
What are we drinking? Well, Jerry, Ryan. Once I remove the fly from my glass, is this a fly? Is it a fruit fly? I think it's fruit.
Ooh. I think it's a tequila fly.
It might be a fruit fly.
Yeah. This is silver, Patron Silver, agave-based tequila. Therefore, it's not a depressant, mixed with store brand ginger ale.
Which is the best brand.
We're not sponsored yet, and we'll get Seagram's eventually.
Yeah. Upgrade to that $1.99.
Thank you. All right. Oh,
spilling all over.
We're good. It's perfect. All right. So, yeah, we're going to jump right into a song. You want to go ahead and make it song-worthy.
Yeah.
He has to unmute the thing.
Let me unmute you, and I'll mix you. You're good.
I've been going through the motions, crying to the wind, hopelessly devoted to a life of sin. Got radio pictures in my head when I sleep at night. I've been running around every day, I've got stars in my eyes. Locked with golden handcuffs and kissed by the storm. Endlessly searching for the rose without a thorn. Familiar faces shoot me glares, friendly ones do too. So does the one in the mirror, but that's nothing new. And I've got anger, and I've got danger, well, inside my head, in my bones, and in my nature. Lately in the air, the norm seems in danger. Where and when did I go wrong, and how did I become a stranger? I've been living with the hazards on, I've been seeing red, casually hanging on by a thread. See, the well is running dry, colors start to fade, but the days keep on blowing by like cars on the interstate. And I've got anger, and I've got danger, well, inside my head, in my bones, and in my nature. Lately in the air, the norm seems in danger. Where and when did I go wrong? And how did I become a stranger? Where and when did I go wrong? The question always lingered. And how did I become a stranger?
That song was called Become a Stranger.
Is that off the new EP, or is that from before?
That is from the EP. That was one of the first songs I ever wrote. It's one of my favorite songs to just like start playing songs with.
So we're talking like 11 years ago?
No, we're talking like 2 years at most.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are since you were 12.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've only been doing the songwriting, playing your own songs, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's more or less probably been right under 2 years. I just didn't have the chromosome for anything except guitar. I was hyper focused on guitar.
Jacked up. Jacked active guitar.
Yeah, like Red Bull should have like licensed my brain or something because like it was just an unbelievable focus and one track mind for guitar, all things guitar, and I'm really proud of that. And right now where I'm at as a musician is I'm trying to just hone in on that wavelength and apply it to song and music and on a bigger scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like only liking Zelda.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's like you
Just
can,
focusing on that one thing.
right. It's on the one thing because it is a world, but like ultimately you want to contribute to the mass.
Right. Otherwise, you just doing one thing forever.
Otherwise, you're just playing Zelda
Forever.
forever.
You can only save that girl so many times.
Right.
You know?
It's a good
Certain
song
point,
lyric,
let
too.
her die.
Let Her Die. That is. Here's my next song. Let Her Die.
You think you're a princess.
Nice. That honestly would be a good starting line for. You know.
But you're not. Anyway, we'll get together later and write.
Yeah.
You mind pulling your mic in just a little? She's a sensitive girl.
That's right. You get the fancy mic.
Neumann. Is it? Yeah.
Norman.
Yeah. What a funny thing to say.
Yeah,
Neumann?
those joymans. Yeah. So standard interview stuff. The starting point. You started playing when you were 12. How did that happen? What was that like? Where did it go?
It happened through loving Guitar Hero, not being good at skateboarding, and discovering a hard drive of all my dad's music from the 80s
Like
and
a perfect
90s.
storm.
Perfect storm. And it was this song, Paradise City, by Guns N' Roses. And I'll never forget it. I can see it today happening, just the moment of, oh, wow. You know, like hearing a sound and relating to the sound in an emotional way, and then also having the tenacity to be like, oh, I can make that sound. Because that's a really interesting thing for a 12-year-old to say to themselves and go venture and do it. And since then, it's just been a continuous cycle of that, more or less.
Wow. Did you have a guitar in the home? Did somebody play, or did you
Dad
just acquire
played.
one? Okay, good.
Dad plays. And, well, doesn't anymore. He's quit since I've started.
Was there like a day where like he was here,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you were here, and then like you came up to him and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, "I'm out of the game. I'm not letting you
We're
beat me."
done.
Oh, yeah.
I retired by choice.
Absolutely. I remember it very well, too. I remember there was one song we would always play together. Play Sweet Melissa by the Allman Brothers. And we would jam it, and he would sing it. And I remember one day I got the whole solo right, and I started making up my own, because the song starts simple, right? I remember I could never get that bend right, and my dad would always be like, you gotta work on that, you gotta... And then one day, sure enough, I had it, and then so here's like the solo, right? So I'd be like, this is the vibe of the song. This is the vibe, right? Like that simple. So long, like the chords are hanging out. And here's the normal solo. One day I was like, I'm like an acoustic. It was the funniest
Just
thing.
showing off.
Like a hilarious thing. And I remember my dad, the next day, he gave me one of his Martins and goes, you should hang on to this. I'm probably not going to be playing much anymore.
He's like, I'm done. Tapping out.
So he always played, and I never wanted to play, and he always tried to get me to play, and it just wasn't happening. And then one day, it just did.
Just clicked.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is you said you played Guitar Hero.
Correct.
Because I've played Guitar Hero. I'm sure billions of kids have played Guitar Hero, and I've always thought, like, does this lead to anyone actually wanting to play guitar? And apparently you're the one. I've never heard of that before. It, like, blows my mind.
Yeah, man. I love it.
So if you had played Rock Band, you might have ended up a drummer.
I loved Rock Band drums so much. I was so bad at it. Guitar Hero is nothing like a guitar player because there's no timing involved. So if you're actually a good guitar player, if you're worth your salt, or if you have the thing, you're probably not that good at Guitar Hero. But for me, I guess it translated. But that would be a good thing to do on Twitch, is like me play Guitar Hero with people.
That would be awesome.
That would be super.
That
cool.
would be super rad.
That'd be great.
Dude, I definitely think that.
Are there any songs that you played on Guitar Hero that you can now play in real life?
The first song that I tried playing on Guitar Hero, on guitar that I could play on Guitar Hero. Let me start that sentence over. Oh Lord. The first song, I think the only song that was on Guitar Hero that I could play on guitar is and Mother. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. That's it.
Mother!
Yeah.
Perfect rendition.
Yeah, I think that's the radio remix. I think that's it. Couldn't do like Eruption. Something. Yeah. So that was it for me. It was just the Guitar Hero thing, and then really bad at skateboarding. All my friends, we kind of played guitar and listened to rock music. Mm-hmm. And I was just the kid who picked up the guitar and just had a thing for it.
That thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep up with the skating though.
Terrible at
Yeah.
skating.
Did you try that? You tried it? 'Cause was everybody else skating? Everyone you knew?
Yeah, my parents were they're still good parents, and they always like bought me the nice board and everything, and like never told me. That was terrible.
Now, did you ever ollie?
I couldn't ollie. I ollied once.
One, you did it one time though?
Once or twice.
It counts. You did know how to do an ollie. That's official.
So I always thought, both Jerry and I grew up at some point in our growing up skated as well, because it's the thing to do.
Yeah.
And I always assumed I would have probably have been a better skater than he was. Well, we were talking the other night, and he told me the first time I landed a kickflip, and I was like, I never landed a kickflip.
Yeah, no way.
Like,
But I have 50-50'd, and you've never
I've never
50-50'd. So
The one for me was the tray flip.
Ooh.
Trey.
That was a 360 flip. That is where you can you spin the board in a 360 motion on an angle. So it's not perfectly symmetrical like a kick flip
Okay.
is. I couldn't even fucking tray flip on Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
You're like, I pressed X, damn it! Do the flip! Be this hard.
So the good thing about skating though is you live and learn, right? So I kind of always think of skating. I think of it often. I try to not do things that immediately feel like skating. So I really early on in life had a really good lesson and just realized that some things I'm just not good at, and some things I am. Like just naturally I get. We all have a thing that there's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing you should follow and pursue. Skateboarding for me, I think about all the time. So I say to myself several times, a month, is this skateboarding? Like, is this new thing I'm trying to take on skateboarding?
If it is, we're done.
Right. Am I just not good at this? Is it a waste of time? Things like that.
Wow. That's a good litmus test.
Yeah.
That work for
Humor me
things
at
that are.
skateboarding.
Does that work for things that are directly like skateboarding, or philosophically like skateboarding?
Right. So both. So I think I am better at paying somebody to mow my lawn.
Okay.
Because I do a job mowing my lawn.
Now, have you tried surfing?
Yeah, I tried surfing. I grew up on the beach before I moved here to Nashville, Jersey, and was terrible at surfing. Terrible, god awful.
Really?
Yes.
I've never even tried it. Grew up in San Diego.
But that's awful.
Right?
Yeah.
I surfed all through high school.
There you go.
But that Hawaiian t-shirt.
Love that.
Now, I wasn't that good, but I could go out there and catch a wave. That's about it.
I could do the board thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're laying down. It's easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is way easier.
But yes, Liz, we did do an intro. Unfortunately, the internet was broken at the time, so you didn't see it. And we actually have Co in the chat. First time viewer.
Oh, is that lagging? Is it lagging on there?
Oh, just because it's lagging on there, it may or may not be
says,
live.
Is that an Albert Lee?
It is,
Here it
man.
says
Kind of is an Albert Lee. It's an Albert Lee by body shape and neck, and that's only because we're experimenting with how the body feels. There was a really special design process that happened with this particular body shape that I'm eventually going to adapt to a personal release. But yeah.
Are you doing a signature guitar right now? Is that what you're working on?
It's actually like my first real tangible, long-term goal in life, where it's like within 5 to 7 years, I want to have a signature guitar out.
Nice.
So I brought the idea to Ernie Ball Music Man, and they were all about it.
That's fantastic.
Let's take our time and come up with some cool ideas and make something really special.
So you're working on that now.
Yeah.
And this is like iteration 1.
2. This is the second one. I had another one last year, and I spent about a year with that. And here's the second one.
So I know definitely for sure Co will appreciate this. Tell us what all is going on here. You got a number of switches.
So Co, who's listening,
pickup position that seems very unique.
It's it's only been done on one guitar, Bob Weir's old Pepto guitar. And the whole idea here is that it's the ultimate guitar for twang. It's like my ultimate things. I love country music. I love, Waylon Jennings is one of my biggest heroes, as you mentioned. He owned this place. Growing up here in Nashville, that's always been the music that I love. And oddly enough, it doesn't reflect the current state of what's popular as country music, but which is still quality in its own way. I've always played a Telecaster, the standard guitar for country. So the deal here is that the Telecaster is very limited. It's a great blank canvas, but I want more of a blank canvas in terms of like Photoshop, as opposed to an analog blank canvas.
Okay.
So I want something that has more capability off the top. So what we have here is we have a standard Tele bridge pickup, and we've just expanded it into 3 pickups. The distance here between the saddles and this pickup is normal for a Telecaster, and this difference here, the space between the neck and the neck pickup, is the same distance between the neck and the neck pickup on a lap steel. So you can get these really cool, so like check this out, you get like a full throat range. Very thin and vocal, or vocal and throaty, and then thin, which helps with those Johnny Cash like a.
Yeah.
But you can get. The thing, it's never been done before, man. And that's all I want to do.
And so you have one switch, is that for each pickup on and off?
Yeah, so this was something that was done in the 80s on guitars. It's where you can, normally you just have one pickup on, and then you can have a combination of 2 pickups. Here we can have all 3 pickups engaged, which is an incredibly great sound. Something Jerry Garcia popularized.
Okay.
I love it. And Bob Weir did it on that guitar as well, the Pepto guitar, and that's the main inspiration for this thing.
Now, is it like, because this is not the final iteration, is it super secret?
No,
Can we post a picture of it?
Yeah. I want to spread the word about it.
Because I'm sure they can't
years.
see it well on the camera because it's way over there.
It
and
is
you're
way
over here.
Let's
But
do
if
it.
I could put a picture on our Facebook page so you guys can actually see what we're talking about. Here, let's get you in there too. And then I'll put it on Discord as well for y'all internet people to see.
Yay! Yeah, this guitar is going to turn into something very special.
Dude, well, I love the way it's coming out so far.
Thank you.
It just looks amazing. As soon as he walked in here, I was like, that thing is just ridiculous looking.
Nice. Man, I want to be kind of gamerish. You know what I mean? I want to kind of have like not industrial, but I want to have like, you don't know if it didn't have strings on it and you saw just the body, what would it be used for? Kind of like, what are all these switches and like.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to change these. Like, these are standard guitar switches, and we're going to change how they look and
You know what
maybe
you're going to
how
do
they
with them?
move. I'm thinking I want to do something that doesn't roll as opposed to something that comes up and down, like a light dimmer.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Huh.
So, like, as opposed to having to do this, I want to
Yeah.
really just do this, up and down.
That would be cool.
It's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super cool.
just new ideas.
Post this on this.
That's what I try to do.
Now, obviously, we're hearing you playing a lot of guitar, as you are a guitar player.
Yeah.
But not only a guitar player, but you actually had a book written about your technique, so I've heard.
Yeah, I wrote it myself.
You wrote it yourself.
Yeah, so it's
okay.
more narcissistic than what you
That's
said.
perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Co says rocker switches, or he said rocker switches.
Okay.
Two exclamation points.
I like his tone. Yeah, rocker switches. That's great.
Do you have
Anybody else ready for more Patron, or am I an alcoholic?
Yeah, I'm
No,
so,
I mean you are an alcoholic, but yes, I am also. So
You are ready?
Load me up. Yeah, just add a little on top there.
Just top you off. Dan, you ready to be topped off or no?
man, I'm good. I'll wait one more song, and then we'll have it.
So song 3 is kind of the laggard.
Coach does a very Tisco style
It's the Agave song.
switching. The do you have a noise gate on?
No.
Oh, Liz just said his mic's cutting out a little bit.
Oh,
Tonight,
no.
Liz, we are drinking Patron and ginger ale. In case you missed the intro. Sorry, I promise I'm getting to posting that picture. Just keep getting distracted.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
computer was farting. I hope I fixed it.
Okay, cool.
That's what's going on.
Perfect. So can you tell me a little about this book? 'Cause that's not a normal, not everybody has a book about their style.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's kind of the whole ethos of how I am to pursue music. I would like for it to be in speculation an individual endeavor. I want to contribute on a larger scale, but man, I think it just represents how focused of a practitioner of the guitar and student that I still try to be and am. Yeah, I'd been playing guitar seriously for about 4 years, and I guess within those 4 years developed a unique technique, and got the offer to work with Hal Leonard Publishing Company, which
Which everybody knows, right? They're massive.
they're pretty large. Yeah. Great people. We're gonna do some more work in the future together. Set up shop and come out with some new releases in physical format, in a cool way. We're gonna do some instructional comic books.
Oh,
wow.
that's cool.
Yeah. It's a cool concept. But that's something that is in the works presently. This was a thing called the Master of the Telecaster, self-named. I named it myself.
Nice.
I'm a huge Howard Stern fan, and he called himself the king of all media.
Oh, wow.
He picked that up. I'm not saying I'm like Howard Stern, but I wanted to have a
You got
ridiculous...
semi-similar hair.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, geographically, similar upbringings. Yeah. And culturally. But yeah, man, self-titled. You can still buy it at Barnes & Noble. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at all the places. And basically, it's just I would say the best way to start getting into country guitar. Speaking on terms of musical theory, it's basically most guitar players start out playing blues. And you kind of get stuck there, and if you want to move onward, there's certain things you need to learn, and I think the book has the best packaging and delivery on those concepts.
I feel like you described exactly my guitar problems.
There you go.
I'm I feel fairly comfortable in a pentatonic scale, and
Yeah.
never got past that.
That's where I was, and I even wrote letters to Brad Paisley, and never heard back from him. I'm there was
What a
one I
jerk.
was like, hey man, 47 seconds into this song, how are you doing this? I learned it, but what is it? And of course, he didn't have the time to write a letter back.
Maybe he
to
hasn't
me.
got around to it yet. Give it a few more years.
Yeah.
They'll in the mail one day.
It
It'll
usually
arrive.
takes about 7 years to hear back from him, I've heard anyway.
So, what is your technique that is different?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we can't go through the whole book because
Yeah.
you gotta go buy the book for that.
Gotta buy
Liz,
the
can you post
book.
the link to the book called The Master of the Telecaster?
Master of the Telecaster.
Can you find it? You can find it on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Can you post a link to that, Liz? She's my
Yeah,
moderator.
Liz. That's your who?
My moderator.
Your moderator.
chat.
Love that.
So I make her post links and stuff for us.
Nice. Love that. Thank you, Liz.
So yeah, can you tell us a little bit what is your style? What makes it unique?
Man, I would have to say the thing that makes it unique, aside from the fact that it's me as an individual delivering everything on the guitar, which is applicable to anyone who does anything musically, or even in the way that you probably give dialogue on your Twitch streams, is completely unique. To your own style.
And hopefully people like it and come back.
Well,
Follow and subscribe.
and that is a what if based on if you bring value to enough people.
Right.
And so that's the great thing about social media and instructional books and all that is you have the platform to deliver your own style in your own personal way, and if it brings value to people, it reciprocates in numbers. Fortunately, they're still printing the book. It's still on order. We actually sold more this year than we ever have,
Wow.
which is crazy.
Because it's been how many years now has it been out?
4 or 5.
That's quite
Nice.
and it's just going up and up and up.
Yeah,
That's
which
amazing.
It's a great asset. not speaking anything financial, just in terms of inspiration, you know.
Yeah, it means a lot of people are getting a lot of value out of it.
And that's all I want. And, I guess the thing that, on a technical sense, that's most unique about it is I just kind of have this way of looking at the guitar literally just in numbers. So like, like literally every note is just a Lego, and you can just organize the Legos in either scales or chords. And the way that I organize the scales and chords works in a way to where there's just a lot of fluidity. Like, a thing is that you can get up and down the neck, both in single notes. That sounds relatively sweet. You can also do it in mean notes. But the way to connect that is through chords. So you got to know all those. And so the book talks about that.
Okay.
And so that was like 14 to 19. That's all I did.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like I said, laser focus.
Yeah, man. Still, absolutely. Still
And that
focused.
link is up now in the chat.
Yes, Liz. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah, she did post it.
See,
And
look how long my arms are. See, I don't know if is it because of my body mass index?
Maybe.
That they look so long. You got long arms too, Jerry.
maybe. Are you taller than me?
I am 5'8" and 3/4.
So you're maybe an inch taller. I think I'm like 5'7", 5'8".
Okay.
Right in that range.
Yeah.
So,
Does it work for gaming? I think you'd want shorter arms. As a
To get
game-
closer?
Yeah, right.
Little stubby T-Rex arms? Perfect.
Would this be
I don't know that the ergonomics of your arms make that much of a difference.
right?
Just using a keyboard and mouse. So I'm sure it's fine. God, I'm so self-conscious about my arms.
What a freak! Look at this! Look at that crap! So when I found you, here's how I met you.
Yeah. When was I remember this?
Yeah. Okay. So
It's like 2 or
I
3
was
years ago.
with my friend AJ, and
Yeah.
he was visiting Nashville, and I took him downtown, and we went through all the usual suspects, and he was maybe not allowed to go in the bar because his age was young,
I wasn't either.
and so, but I just so happened to know the doorman that night, and he let us in.
Who we will not mention.
We will not mention, although I want to have him on the podcast.
probably
He lives
broke
here.
the law.
You might know him. No, he's,
Who was it?
I'm sure it's fine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just
I'm like
joking.
looking at you like, is this illegal?
I doesn't
go
work
for
there
it.
anymore.
Oh shoot, Brendan Malone.
Yeah, Brendan's actually doing really great.
Yeah, he's doing this whole country dance hall thing now.
Yeah, man, he just got a show on WSM too,
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
which is
So-
the longest running country radio station.
So
in the
Jury and I
industry.
grew up with
Oh.
Brendan. He went to the same church as us when we were kids.
out in California.
Wait, what?
Out
Do
in
I know
California. Brendan Malone. You don't know Brendan Malone?
You'll know him.
Yeah.
Maybe if I saw him, I'd be like,
You
oh, that
understand?
guy.
He's literally he's like in the same high school class as us. Yeah, so we grew up with him. We're in like the same. I was in the same group of friends. Like my band, all through high school. Also, like there was always this other group of kids that always had their own band.
Cool.
And like he was always hanging out with their band. Anyway, he didn't hang
Got
out with
that.
our band, but we had mutual band crossover friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, he moved to Nashville a few years ago, and then all of a sudden I saw he started doing all this country stuff. So we'll probably have him on at some point.
Yeah, he's the man.
He doesn't know it yet, though.
Yeah, he doesn't.
will.
But I'm gonna reach out to him. But okay, so anyway, I was with AJ. Brendan Malone happened to be the doorman at that time, and he let us in. And while we're there, AJ's like a super excitable guy, and you were like just doing one of your like ripping solos.
Yeah.
And who was the band you were with at that time?
The Don Kelley Band.
Don Kelley Band. And yours probably
Yeah.
what's the Allman Brothers? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That was the one that like always went off.
That's a Guitar Hero song.
Is it? Okay.
You don't know?
I mean, I've definitely heard that before.
That's-
like 100% I've heard that, you know?
If you try doing that on the hardest level on Guitar Hero, you're gonna fall on your
Just
ass.
destroyed.
Yes.
You're like flicking that little switch as fast as you can, hitting
Yeah.
all the buttons, just hoping for the best.
Yes.
Like star power! Star power! Hit the thing!
So you were busting that solo, and anyway, my buddy AJ, he's a very excitable guy, gets really into things, and he was just watching you, and he's like a similar age as you and a similar personality type, I feel like. But he was just watching you, and he's sitting there, he's like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's like the best guitar player I've ever seen in my whole life."
Yeah.
And he was going off it because I think at that point in time I was a little jaded by Nashville, where you're just like, everyone's talented. But
Yep.
like But AJ, he's just like, that's amazing! And then they helped me see it was amazing. I'm like, that is pretty good, huh? And so anyway, so then like a month later, I'm with a friend at, is it Blue Burrito? What's the burrito place?
Baja Burrito.
Baja Burrito.
The best burritos.
I was at Baja Burrito.
Oh my God.
And like you had a little bit like longer hair at the time.
I remember this.
And so you stood out, like I recognized you just literally because of your hair. And I was like, that's that guy I saw playing guitar recently that my friend said was the best guitarist he'd ever seen.
Nice.
And I'm like, I'm a young producer. I should get your number so I can call you if I ever have session work. And sure enough, a few months later, I had a band I was working with, so I called you up to come and do a couple tracks with them. And you came and you hung out. You told us all about your salvage denim jeans. I remember that very specifically.
Still have a different pair. This is a double RL collection. I'm still into the salvage. Yeah.
And I remember we talked about that. I remember the whole time, like, you would play these leads, and the guys that were there were, like, super into it, because they're both guitar players, but, like, they can't do what you can do.
Yeah.
Like, whoa! Yeah. And, like, we're like, that's dope! And you're like, is that dope? And we're like, that's dope!
So there was a lot of yelling that day. Or voices were shot.
Sounds like it.
And so we were stoked, and then afterwards, my manager, Leah, made us all, like, spaghetti dinner, and we hung out.
I remember that. Yeah.
So that's pretty much where I found you, and then we've ran into each other a number of other times throughout the years.
Yeah.
But around town
Beautiful.
and whatever else. But crap, this was going somewhere. I either wanted to ask you, help me out. I either wanted to ask him how he got from to there, or where he went now. Damn.
Well, I'm sure we can cover both topics.
Yeah. So let's start with like, how did you go from I'm a kid learning guitar to I'm playing with this band? Because I feel like
before we delve deep into it.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Cat Dad, for the host. And we gotta say hi to Floppy Dongus, of course.
Wait,
Floppy Dongus, welcome.
Floppy Dongus?
That's correct.
Floppy Dongus.
Now, have you not heard of Floppy Dongus? He's practically a celebrity of the podcast.
I really wish I had.
Every time he's here, every guest is like, did you just say Floppy Dongus?
Is there anything to know about Floppy Dongus aside from the name? Or is it just a shallow hole?
Guy from Canada.
He's my other moderator as well.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of moderators. I like that. Yeah.
You met them all. That's just the two.
The whole team.
But yes, Floppy Dongus is
Liz
here.
and Dongus. Or Liz and Floppy. I don't know which is funnier.
Floppy D.
But also because the very first few minutes of the podcast were offline because the internet was garbage, which you'll still see on YouTube in the podcast if that's what you're watching. All these people need to hear you.
Thank you.
So before we jump into getting deep to the story,
They need to
can we
see
do
if the
another
story's
song?
worthwhile.
Yeah. Should we do the same song or should we do a different song?
No, different song.
Different song? Yeah.
Because they can still hear that song on the podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, love that. Okay, awesome. Cool. This is a song called Luck of the Draw. We'll lock the doors, turn off the lights. I know the oven's off, but checked it twice. Same old shoes, got the big picture blues, living by the luck of the draw. Well, days turn to nights, bleed into days, grow to a time best forgotten anyway. This spell I'm under arose like thunder, life by the luck of the draw. This way of living, there's no spot in the shade, but there's no living to be made. Time keeps a steady pace, bluffs my poker face, start my days in the midst of a race. Well, days turn to nights, bleed in the days, we'll grow to a time best forgotten anyway. And this spell I'm under arose like thunder, life by the luck of the draw.
cotton anyway, and my skin's tougher, and the spell I'm under rolls like thunder, and I'm just another life by the luck of the draw. Life by the luck of the draw.
All right, and we're back on Music Row Hideouts. Perfect. Perfect. I don't need that slapback reverb on my voice.
Oh.
That's a little unnecessary. All right, perfect. Now we were
Oh wow,
about
we're
to
working on
delve.
effects there. I like. It's not going to cut you off there.
No.
Here. What? That is great. That is a really Nashville thing to be using plug-in effects on a podcast.
Yeah,
for vocals.
Yeah, I'm using your Universal Audio plugins. You got an 1176 on your voice.
Cool,
You
really?
got a Space Echo slapback, AKG BX20 reverb.
Are you
Anyway,
kidding me?
I'm a full-time music producer, so I just do the same things I would do for an album, but now. So,
That's beautiful.
we've had a few technical dropouts, but when I listen to you in the headphones, I'm like, sounds like a record.
It's a good record,
Yeah, I'll have
kid.
to go back and hear it, and they'll be like, "What? Like, that's live?"
That's awesome, man. That's a really cool thing that you could talk about. Because like, if I were listening to a podcast, I doubt like the Joe Rogan listeners give a fuck
Yeah.
what compressor they're using, but I would get off on it, you know. Like, that's-
1176. Guess what? It's the Uri original like 1960s unit, right? The Uri. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
So
Liz says she loves the
Okay.
sound of that guitar.
here's what I thought.
Thank you, Liz. So do I.
So here's singing. I think I can fast track us to the Don Kelley Band.
Please.
Because I read your bio.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a kid. You're playing guitar, doing good. You were busking out on Broadway, right?
Yeah.
For like a number of years.
Which
Years.
for the people who
Main
don't know,
goal.
what's the busk?
Oh.
What is busking?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of people don't know what that
Busking
is.
is an interesting verb, right? It's like floppy dongus. You're kind of like,
Is that a verb?
yeah, to floppy a dongus.
Sure, absolutely.
You floppy
To
a
flop
dong-
the dong.
to floppy dong. See, you could take it literally, but like floppy dongus, I feel like is a dimensional thing. I feel like that's indeed like
Other levels, whole nother
it's a
level.
political term for sure. We'll just floppy dongus this region, just down the scosch.
That's what you do right before you gentrify it.
Yeah. Busking is the act which you can't do anymore downtown.
They legalized it.
They legalized it, but it's illegal. It's legal now to drive a tractor with a bunch of bachelorettes in the back.
Right?
So it's a gray world we live in. Busking essentially is getting a guitar case and putting it out and just hoping people put money in it and hoping they hear you and you just start playing. I did that for years, and my dad would stand by me and make sure no one came and like stole my money and things like that because I was a little kid.
Right.
And we would do that every Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 4 p.m. And I would
long.
it's a long time. I went for it, man. I would be playing like Alan Jackson songs, Guns N' Roses songs, my own my own ideas, and all of it's on YouTube. That's the beautiful thing is you can go see the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And
Can you post a link to his YouTube, Liz? Or
thank
Floppy?
you, Liz. Saw the Don Kelley Band right when I started busking, and I was insanely inspired, and I fell in love with country music. So we would busk, and I would go into Roberts and get a fried bologna sandwich, and I would just watch the
Those are
band.
good.
They're really good.
We went there with your wife
yeah, I remember.
a while ago.
See, I was
And
pretty
I went
drunk.
to order them like, hey, can I get any food? And they're like, sorry, the kitchen's closed.
Past 10, yeah.
And then they came to us and they're like, okay, we have this fried bologna sandwich that somebody else ordered, but like they disappeared. Do you want it? And she's like,
just
I'll sell this to you. And I was like, I don't really want it. And she was like, how about half price? And I was like
$2.50.
I'm like, I don't really want a fried bologna. I wanted a hamburger. And then she's like, okay, fine, I'll give it to you. And so she gave us a sandwich, and then we split it. And
The thing
I
is,
really
even,
liked it.
Even drunk, I was like, this is okay.
Oh, well, it's
I don't get
fried
it.
bologna sandwich, yeah.
Maybe
but
it
it's-
was
it sounds
maybe
like
it was because
bologna
I
to
had drank
begin
it
with.
enough. I was like, this is the best food that's ever tasted my lips.
I loved it. I loved it, man. I looked forward to it. It was it was like a fried bologna sandwich with like Johnny Cash cover songs and like the smell of Budweiser and just the loud
Cigarettes.
And how old are you at this time?
This was from 14 to 17, and then at 17 I actually started getting called to play the gig because I knew all the songs. It was over 100 song set list.
Wow.
And there was no question if I knew the songs or not because I went and saw them every week.
Wow.
You know, and sat right up front. And actually, the first time of me seeing the band is it's on YouTube, and you can literally there's this really long instrumental in the set called "Ghost Riders in the Sky."
Okay.
And the guitarist before me, JD Simo, that was his big like time to shine in the night, and he would like play behind his back and everything. And this was the first time I'd ever seen a guitar player within not an arena. I'd only seen one show before, it was Motley Crue. And I just didn't connect to it really.
Okay.
I saw this guy who was 24 at the time, playing for his rent, and there was just so much emotion, and it was happening 10 feet away from me. It was like,
Yeah.
it was the best thing ever. And there's video, and you can just literally see this guy like playing behind his head, just like this bar's going wild. And then for like 5 or 7 seconds, the camera like zooms back out to more full scan view of the bar, and you see this young kid just in tears, just like freaking out, like in tears, like just clapping and like crying, like I'd never seen anything like it. And it was the most inspiring time I'd ever seen in music. This only happened to me one other time, and it was seeing Sturgill Simpson at the Ryman on Halloween 3 years ago. It was the same thing. It's only happened 2 times. But yeah, man, that's how I started playing in the band and ended up starting doing that 4 nights a week and did that for close to 500 shows for 4 hours a night. So I got a lot of experience and just a lot of time with a guitar around my neck in front of people, which is an invaluable time.
So the kind of when I was living in Nashville and first met you was during the time of the Don Kelley Band, and that's when I kind of knew you. I'd run into you around town, but like then I moved away to San Diego, and occasionally I'd see your stuff pop up on social media.
Nice.
And at some point I figured out you stopped being in that band, and then you started putting out songs. So like, what was the journey from playing in the Don Kelley Band to where you are now? Like, what happened? Why'd you stop in the band? Why'd you start doing your own thing? What was that process?
Yeah, I stopped playing in the band. I got let go from the band.
Bastards.
I know. I was let go from the band.
Can we ask why?
Yeah.
Did you show up coked out of your mind? Like, I'm just gonna play my solo, man!
Soloed
like
for
that.
12 minutes straight.
Bro, sometimes you did solo for 12 minutes straight, but that was like the draw of the band.
That was the whole point.
Yeah. Bro, I used to take every friend I had from California that
Yeah.
would come out to visit me, I would take them to Roberts to come watch you play.
It's an electric.
Did I go see him play while I was here?
Maybe. I don't know if I had seen him play yet or not. You
came
went
in-
to Roberts. You may have seen him play.
Yeah, I went there. I don't know. I came
It's
in
just, but
2012.
he came and
You would
visited-
remember.
He came and
Oh, for
visited
sure.
me.
You know?
Just it'd be burned into
Well,
my brain.
It's just such a weird thing. It's not an egotistical thing, but you just would remember because
Because it's a band of 50-year-olds, and there's this one guy on stage
Just ripping
who's
it.
like 19.
And may I mind you, you're
Shredded.
literally. Roberts is actually a really genius concept. The more I play music in venues across the country, I realize just how genius of a thing it is because it's literally in the midst of what is a sensory circus. You know, just like strangers, drunk strangers, just walking into you. It's hot outside, and there's a lot of neon lights, and it's a very loud place. And then you walk into not the loudest bar down there, and you walk into this literal analog world from the past, and there's all of these old black and white posters, and everyone's wearing cowboy boots and like short and like real starched Wranglers, and like so it's like already when you walk in you're sold. And then you see this incredible band, like just the tightest cover band in Nashville. It'd be hard to forget it.
Okay.
They
Now,
have
at
a
the
great
time, I
band
was
now.
probably real drunk, though.
Yeah, I mean, drunk's better probably for a bar. You know? You should go see them now while you're in town. They have another great guitar player who was my age, 17, Luke McQuarrie, and I went and saw him for the first time the other night. It's so good, you know, like just like what I was doing. So
Is he currently young, or he just at one time was also 17?
he is 17 now.
Because the one time
Oh,
I was
dang.
also 17.
That's like now their thing is like, we're the band of 50-year-olds.
Next guy's
who
gonna be
have a 17-year-old.
16, 15,
Yeah.
keep working it down.
This guy's 3. He
Look
plays
at
a
him
couple
shred.
chords.
It's literally just gonna be like a kid like on his iPad with just a guitar next to him.
Yeah.
Like go.
Or he's
Kid-
playing Guitar Hero, and that's piped to the speakers. But yeah, so I used to bring all my friends from out of town.
Co
like,
says he doesn't think you took him.
oh, well, at a
dick.
certain point, once ever I happened upon Robert's Western World, and with my buddy AJ, it was like ever since then, I would take buddies to downtown, and we'd always stop by Robert's, and I'd hope you were playing because it was flashy, it was showy, it was a fun moment that people could really get into and have a cool memory. And so, okay, so why just you got canned?
Got canned
from
the band.
Cooked out of your mind.
He tried to distract us from
You brought
his Coke experience.
you brought all of your hookers, and they were like, "You're off."
Yeah, I brought my wrong cell phone to work. Man, the thing notoriously, so it's the Don Kelley Band. It's led and coerced by this guy named Don Kelley.
Weird.
I know,
sense.
very odd, right? It actually is, though, odd. He's been playing at Roberts since 1996,
Wow.
and he's taken less than a dozen days off.
Like
Since '96.
at all? Like 7 days a week? Or like just 5 days a week show?
5 days a week now. For about 5 years, it was 7 days a week.
Damn.
This is a man who has never, and this is completely admirable. He went to Vietnam. He's never drank a drop of alcohol, never touched a cigarette or anything, and pretty well versed, religious guy and from Texas, a very conservative individual, and loves country music, and played funk bass in years for Joe Stampley. Which was a real popular country artist back in the time of like the cocaine days with like Johnny Paycheck and George Jones. So just playing around Texas, like the Texas circuit, and just this like just country music, but like rock and roll, rhinestones, and doing the whole thing.
Wow.
Don moved to Nashville, gave Brent Mason his first gig, who is the most recorded guitarist in Nashville history, and has also given a lot of other people gigs like Vince Gill, Brad Paisley. Just great cats like that. Don got the gig at Roberts in '96, and every guitar player who's played with him since then has had a weird falling out.
Huh.
Every single one.
Weird.
Every one. And so when I meet these people who played with Don, there's a good understanding there. It's like, oh, so you get it. It's like that weird teacher that everyone had in high school, right? Or something like that.
Is it just because he's very strict with his moral? He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. Like, all that stuff is
He's kind of
hard.
an OCD cat, man.
Okay.
He was real just about running a sleek operation, very James Brown style, you know what I mean, like in that sense. And literally just one day he called me, and he told me something that just was not true, which
Apparently lying is not on his list of things not to do.
sorry,
I said apparently lying is not on his list of things not to do.
I know, man. Well, we still don't know the story, but he was told by someone who worked at Roberts that a door guy and I had been like doing something illegal out back, and it just simply wasn't true because I was 19. I just didn't do those things and still don't. Anyway, I got let go from there, and I was real sad about it at the time. And then a friend of mine, Sadler Vaden, got me my first gig after that, which was playing with this band who's still signed to Warner Brothers, the Wild Feathers. It's a good rock and roll band, and they've had some success. They played the Ryman here in town, and they're like big on like AAA radio. And that's when I got into songwriting.
Okay.
You know what's so funny? I knew that you played for the Wild Feathers, but I completely forgot about that till you just said it.
Yeah.
It was like, that was our mutual friend Laurel, who used to be the momager for a band we were in, was... so I saw him on a cruise or something. It was like, check out this band called the Wild Feathers.
Yeah.
And,
Do you remember what song?
I really, yeah. She started me
Backwoods
off
Company?
with... What was
Okay,
their first
so
single?
that was their first record, Backwoods Company, and then The Ceiling.
The Ceiling. The Ceiling was the first song I heard from them.
Great, yeah.
I remember, da da da.
Yeah.
The song gets so cool at the... That song for me, like, starts off okay. Genre-wise, like, for what I'm into, it starts off and I'm like, on my style. But it gets better and better and better for me.
Yeah.
And then by the end, it's like, the harmonies are awesome. And I love that there's, like, multiple voices. Like, some of the voices I prefer more to others, you know? It's kind of like the Eagles in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the big thing. They were really rejecting the Eagles thing. Like they,
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they didn't want to do that. And that was reflection on their second
Why?
record.
The Eagles are one of the best bands ever.
Let me tell you, Ryan.
Probably people have called saying you're doing the Eagles thing.
I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
I learned it was kind of like skateboarding, where it's like, don't try to go against your momentum in your niche and what you're good at. And Since then, this was me, just a strategic move on their end. Since then, they've reverted back and they just released a new record that is like their first record, which is doing really well. So
Is
it's
it
like
the one that kind of looks slightly psychedelic on the cover?
no. So that was the second record, Lonely as a Lifetime, and they have a third record called Welcome to the Neon Frontier, Greetings from the Neon Frontier, and that's the new record you should check out.
Okay.
And check out the second record so you know. But they were openly like rejecting that, and I was really turned on by the idea that you could be good at something and not want to be identified with that, because that's kind of where I was for about a year with guitar, because we'd play all these shows and people were like, man, I saw you, Roberts. Like, people were coming to the shows because I was talking about on Instagram, not because they knew the Feathers, which I found strange. And I hated it because I hated Roberts because I was angry, you know?
Yeah.
So it kind of turned me sour for a little while there for guitar. But I really related to them in the sense of like, man, I'm good at something, but I don't want to be classified as that. But I've since then kind of reverted and grown and have gotten a wider perspective, and I guess they have too, because they're back doing like what?
Yeah,
their fans
it's like
love.
it's about accepting who you are on some level. You go through a stage where you like do this thing, you get known for it, and then at a certain point you start hearing a lot of comments and you start feeling like awkward about yourself and like maybe I don't want to be that way.
Yep.
But to come to a place of self-acceptance where like if people are gonna always say you're kind of like the Eagles, man, it's like I've done
bands.
albums for people and we've purposely tried to go against a certain style to like try and make it more unique.
Yeah.
And then people's comments towards it was like, oh, it reminds me of literally that style we're trying not to be.
yeah.
But like they were trying to pay a compliment, and for them that was their reference point. And at a certain point you got to just not fight what people. If people are liking what you're doing, don't fight them on why they shouldn't like it.
That's what I'm saying, brother. I think ultimately it comes down to the if you're trying to not do what you're good at, I have to believe, I really do believe this. I think this is a brash statement, but you're trying to impress somebody you probably ultimately don't care about. Mm-hmm. And you should care about yourself more than anybody in that sense. Like Kanye West on his new record, on the first single, I love myself more than I love you. So.
I don't know about Kanye West level. That's a whole nother thing.
Pooping scoop.
Kanye's onto it there, though. You know, it's like, that's why I'm all about guitar. Like, when people come to the shows and see me play now, like, it's a lot of guitar players. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. I want people to think I'm the best guitar player they've ever seen. Plain as day. And I want to be known as the best one in this generation.
Dude.
That's what I want to do.
Can you show us the best guitar playing I've ever seen?
Rip, check this out. You've never seen that before.
Never seen
There we
that.
go.
That's
There
25
goes
songs. Why you made them into one song?
I love
No, that's like that magic trick.
Yes, yeah. Right.
Two becomes one.
So the one thing Ryan did forget to talk about was on our first session that day, not only did everyone love my guitar solos, but I was really good at that trick, and we were just screaming.
Were you?
What's so funny, man, is I came literally here from a session, which I don't really do a lot of sessions, you know, and
I didn't know that because last time I saw you were on a session, and then you'd call me
Past
today.
song
You were on a
16,
session.
I will.
it's funny. It was the same vibe today.
Was it?
It was everyone like on their Instagram story, like, oh, like, after each take, what? You know,
Patron,
just that
anyone?
noise. Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Bring all the stuff. The
Give me that
Patron,
agave Patron. This is
Patron, the ginger ale, if there's any ice that's not melted.
for anyone who's watching. I don't really drink, and I just kind of discovered drinking within the past
What a great
3
discovery.
months.
That was a great time to come on our show.
But I only
Onto
like
the Whole
one.
Bottle podcast.
That's the only thing I like.
I think that was it.
I really don't have
be
the
able-
stomach or the taste for anything else.
Wow.
I'm a professional.
Yeah, you are a professional drinker. So agave's where you've settled.
It's the
As Tom
agave.
says, you need to make your own Twitch because they want to see more of you live. But you probably can
Right.
see a lot more of him live. I'm guessing you go Facebook Live fairly often or Instagram Live?
Yeah, I do Instagram Live every Wednesday and every Sunday.
And, which is a perfect segue into where can everybody find you?
Yeah, I'm real accessible, man. Like, that's the whole deal now.
This is Daniel.
I want to have I don't have a lot of music out, but I have a lot of content, and I want to have no friction with my fans in trying to find me. So you can go to my website, you can go to Instagram, you can go to Facebook, you can go to YouTube.
And is everything just Daniel Donato?
Everything's Daniel Donato.
Daniel _Donato. None of that.
It's usually just the Daniel Donato.
The Daniel Donato.
There's
Okay.
Twitter and Patreon page, pretty much every medium. Thank you. And guitarinstructor.com, I'm on there.
You might want to give him some so his fingers don't go up for the guitar. He'll get electrocuted
As
and
long
die.
as you don't mind me.
Now, we haven't had anybody die on the
finger raping all your
podcast yet.
What's that?
This is
That was
so
a
what this
culprit.
is what we call in the music industry the floppy dongus ice.
Oh, naturally.
Da-da-ba.
Perfect. So make sure to check them out on all the things.
All the things I'm on
Follow,
there.
subscribe, watch. Like you said, you go live every Wednesday.
Sunday.
At what times, you know? Or is it just whatever?
It's always in the evening. It's
In the
whenever
evening time.
it's whenever the right and the left brain are working together.
Gotcha. And we are Central Standard Time here.
But
So keep
I'm
that in
not
mind.
always.
'Cause
Yeah, thanks, Liz. Post all the links, Liz. All of them.
yeah, so that's a great segue. So you're currently touring.
Yeah.
So tell us about
Forgotten
that.
days.
Tell
Oh.
us about that tour life though. How did you get to making your own music and now touring? Do you have a team behind you? Is it you on your own?
Yeah, I just got
happened?
agents.
Nice.
I just got agents, which was a goal of mine for this year. So my goals for 2018 were to release a 3-song EP, get agents, get a van, get a band, and get better at singing and writing. Obviously, the latter be a less determinable goal within a year's time. But so far, I've achieved all the goals.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's got to feel super good.
It does. It's the kind of thing where it's like you can take stock of and return to good. It's not like looking at your checkings account like every couple hours, be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that kind of good. It's the kind of good where it's like every couple weeks I'm like, man, things are okay. Like, you'd be grateful for this. You're achieving things and you're right on track to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because the music business is, I'm assuming like other things, it's easy to get blindsided by the micro and not see your success on macro levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the touring thing, I really got the itch for touring by playing with the Feathers. I loved it. I loved taking my experience and what I thought was my interpretation of music and taking it to the country, as opposed to everybody coming to my dojo, which was Robert's, which was my dojo. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. When you were in there at that time, you were going to remember what was going on, you know, and that was a beautiful thing. And so the thing there, the challenge instantly, if you're optimistic, is like, okay, now you need to be the dojo and bring it everywhere else. You know what I mean? Because that's what a great artist does.
Like Wild
You
Wild
got to
Country.
come into a venue.
Yeah. Take it from India. Go to Oregon.
Hello, my name is Daniel Donato. I made a record in India
you're allowed
this
to do
year.
that.
That's why I'm allowed to make the Indian accent, okay? I'm not being racist. I love Indian people. I know Indian people.
The more you try to
okay?
convince people you're not racist, the more racist you sound.
I'm not racist. Okay, so you have to go. You have to go across the country, and you have to take this venue that last night, let's say Stone Temple Pilots was in. Are they alive? Anyway, and then you have to convert it into your dojo and convince people in a pretty quick amount of time that
Well, you
you're
don't want to
worthy of
convince.
hearing.
You don't want to convince people, right? I
Okay.
think.
Obviously.
What do you do?
Well, I think Bruce Springsteen said it best. He said, "I've never put on a show to sell anybody anything. I just want to remind people of things," and that to me resonates in a real way. And I find I can hear and you can see when people are trying to convince you. And sometimes it works. I think it depends on the music and it depends on what the deal is, what the vibe is. My strengths lie in showing and sharing and trying to inspire through that medium. Right now, I don't have the funding or probably the songs or the crew to put on like a great light show that's coordinated with the radio hit single that I have going on. But right now, you can come to the show and be reminded that music is a celebration. It's fun. Like, you're going to come to the gig and nothing bad's going to happen. You're going to enjoy yourself, and you're going to see someone who's really inspired and is trying to better themselves. And who doesn't want to do that for their own self? So I'm trying to remind people of that. So that's where I am with live performance, and that's where touring instantly showed me that is an actual thing that you can scale. The Feathers did that for me, and then I played with a bunch of other weird bands, like the Turbo Fruits. There's like a indie Nashville band.
What do they call them?
Turbo Fruits. They're no longer
Fruits.
a band, but we like played like we drove like 12 hours one day and like showed up to the gig at time we were supposed to go on. So like literally carried our amps into the venue and like set up and played. I remember like the drummer like started with mouthwash in his mouth because we hadn't had time to like brush our teeth or stop that day. So like spit his mouthwash everywhere at the end of the song, like it's like not showering, like low budget touring. And I was like making good money in cash as like a young kid, still a young kid. Don't get me wrong. So like great experiences, just like life experiences. And I recently, within the past year, I had the privilege of playing with an absolute genius, who I haven't really worked that closely with, someone who I think is a genius, Paul Cawthon. Who everyone should go check out. Absolute melodic and vocal.
You spell his name?
Cawthon, Cauthen. Paul.
I mean, we already knew that. We were just checking.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you knew.
Making sure you knew.
That is so funny. That's so good. I love that. Yeah.
Okay, real quick.
Please.
Thanks, I wasn't
Before
going
we
to.
leave the feathers forever,
Forever?
I always love that song. Is it Left My Woman?
Yeah. Left my woman at home. So if you listen to their Live at the Ryman record, I think I'm playing on that song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is there a solo in it?
show. There was a shortened solo.
Short and solo.
Yeah. For that show.
That's a great song. I like whoever the guy who's kind of like the lead on that song. I think is like my
Taylor.
favorite guy.
Sounds a lot like Chris Robinson, like Black Crowes.
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking of?
I haven't listened to Black Crowes much. I've listened to Wild Feathers more than Black Crowes.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. You should listen to Black Crowes. Great stuff.
Maybe so. I think I just it's funny, like coming from the West Coast and then moving to Nashville, you learn that there's a bunch of music that like, you know, things that like we felt was like the top on the West Coast, like these are the top bands and these are the middle bands. Sometimes it's reversed when you come out here, and there was bands here that were doing really well that I'd never ever heard of, because if you think about the geography of our country, like you've got the whole Eastern Seaboard.
Music Row Hideout, the Geography Podcast.
Okay, the Geography Podcast. Okay, you've got for the people at home, Eastern Seaboard. Okay, and then you've got Nashville's like right here. It's not the middle of the country. It's almost to the east. Okay.
Are you correct? You're doing so like your left hand is east.
Yeah, I'm doing
Okay,
it
smart.
backwards for the video camera.
That's really cognizant. You're a true entertainer.
so.
Audience first.
So if you're here in Nashville, like
What way you're doing it for
and
the
you want to
podcast
go
listeners,
tour,
though.
they say one of the reasons Nashville is such a popular place for music is because, and for live music is because you can be to like 70% of the population of the U.S. within one day's journey.
Yeah.
So you can go to anywhere on the whole Eastern Seaboard in one day drive, okay? And you can go out east into the Midwest,
Yeah.
or like Texas, the north like Minnesota and all that, okay? But here's the thing about our country is then you hit a desert, and that desert goes all the way to California.
to the end.
California likes to stay a little separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Keep
there's
things
like
a little
this
apart.
desert put between California and the rest of the world.
Oh,
and then there's
wow.
like Oregon and Washington. And so like there's a lot of culture in Southern California, like the draw of LA and such. And then you've got Oregon, you've got Portland, keep Portland weird. And you've got Seattle. And
Love
that was
Seattle.
a huge music scene in the 90s.
Oh, of course.
So there's a culture on the West Coast, and then there's a massive desert, you know, keeping it from everybody else. And so, like, Ben Rector, for instance, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Ben Rector's well known out here. I had never heard of him till I moved here.
Oh yeah.
I moved here, and all of a sudden it's like, everyone knows Ben Rector. And there's people like Matt Wirtz, Dave Barnes.
Yeah.
These are people a lot of people out here know. No one in Southern California knows these people. A few people know Ben Rector. Like, in general, they're not the names they are here. And what I just learned is, did you ever hear the Vespers? These are years ago. They're kind of indie Nashville.
No.
This is like 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't think I like him.
I met them. You're like, screw those guys. I met them. They're pretty cool, but they're like, again, you'll meet people that are gathering speed in their career out here, but the only people from out here that are gonna go to California are people who
Right.
either really, really want to go to California
Or are hitting
for
it.
some reason, or they get huge. Like Brad Paisley has the budget to drive across the desert or fly across the desert.
It's expensive to
to
get across the desert.
He flies across the
Are you sure?
But
Or he
like,
probably takes a luxurious camel sponsored by Hilton.
but you know, like, if you're planning a tour, you can hit so many cities in this area. If you go out to California,
Yeah.
like you're gonna hit a lot of cities for a while, and then there's gonna be a huge desert, and you're gonna have to drive a
nothing.
day to get to the next
You
city.
got 6 hour, 8 hour drives at
Oh.
least.
So
Even
it's
longer
just a
than
lot
nothing.
more economical. It makes more sense to tour here. So what I learned is things like the Black Crowes. I had vaguely heard of the Black Crowes existing in California. Then I moved here, and it's like every single night, every bar you go to in downtown Nashville will play Wagon Wheel 100% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
You will hear Wagon Wheel at least 3 times if you go to downtown Nashville.
I've only lived out here for about 7 months.
Yeah.
So I just have no idea who the Black Crowes even are. Like, no clue. I've never...
Do you know the song? Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel.
Yeah.
Rock me, mama. Yeah, find my key. Find my key, bro.
Rock me, mama. What was it? Rock me, mama.
Like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama.
Rock me and mama like the wind and the rain said, hey,
There you go.
hey, mama, rock me.
Maybe we can do the 3-part harmony. Sure, you can find third part.
Rock me and mama like a wagon wheel.
Oh, I don't sing at all. That's
Okay,
that's what he was trying to do.
Next time, Jerry.
Not 0%. He tried to get me singing real hard a couple episodes ago.
He doesn't sing.
So Ryan, brother, that's actually the thing that I'm really inspired by is that there is a local color that Nashville carries in a musical way that is camouflage in regards to scale across the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I have such an individual interpretation of that way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just consider it to be a part of my sound. Like, I've played Wagon Wheel 600 fucking times. You know what I mean? Sometimes at 2:30 in the morning, there's 6 people in the bar. You know what I mean? It'd be the last song of the night, and you're just leaned up against the bar, just like... just want to go home. But you grow really attached, and something grows in your bones and the way that you think about music through that beautiful process if you respect it. And so that's where I'm at now, man. And also touring, playing with the Feathers. The first 3 weeks of our tour was East Coast and West Coast, and we drove. It was terrible planning. Like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 days, just cross country.
Yeah.
Just nothing but like.
Were you in buses, vans?
We were in a thing called a.
Sprinter?
No. It was a little better than a Sprinter.
Sprinter Plus.
Yeah, it's called a jogger. No, that was a terrible joke. Sorry.
But it wasn't a bus.
We were in a thing called a bandwagon, which is has the front
That's
A
very
wagon
literal.
designed to
a
hold
front
bands.
of like a cargo van.
Okay.
It has like the head of like a cargo truck. Like a truck, like
A Mack truck?
like a Mack truck, and
Okay.
but you have like literally like a trailer, so it attaches like a trailer, but on the inside it's the interior of a bus.
It kind of sounds like a Mack truck.
Weird. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
So
it's like a
it
Mack
was
truck
like
meets.
whoa.
It's like a Mack truck.
So it was an
meets
18
Spinal
it was
Tap.
an 18-wheeler that had living conditions inside of the trailer. Is
More
that
or
right?
less, not as many wheels though.
Okay.
Maybe
Nine-wheeler?
Maybe 9 wheels.
Yeah,
Was
we
it
were on a
half?
budget. We could only afford half wheels.
Over half the wheels.
If you're doing really good on the tour, you got a 12th wheel.
Yeah, Bon Jovi gets all 16 wheels.
Damn.
Living on a dream.
They call it a bandwagon.
They call it a bandwagon. So I went on the bandwagon. Sadler, who plays
Took that bandwagon all the way out to
So if you're
California.
not,
took the van.
so you can say,
great,
"Oh, I'm
Jerry.
off the bandwagon."
Yeah, right.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I got off. I got real sick towards the end of the tour, and that's why I stopped playing with them.
That's why you fell off the wagon.
Fell right off the wagon.
And then why didn't you go back?
I just wasn't invited back because I wasn't a right fit for the band. They were in this
Dicks.
weird period. They were all original members except for that tour. They had hired hired guns, which is the
Yeah.
term of like where you work for something that's already existent. It's like a work for hire contract.
Yeah.
Except I didn't sign that work for hire contract 'cause that's a terrible contract. Their guitarist had gone to rehab and they were facing similar personal issues across the whole band. It was reflecting in the writing and their live performance. It was great, but I just wasn't the right environment for it. Plus, I was very showy. Still am very showy. I have big shoes to fill. And people were coming to the shows and like were fans of mine, and they didn't like that, which I understand. I don't know how I'd feel about that too. So I just wasn't asked back. But I learned so much, and one thing led to another. And so like between then and today, there's like several other great momentous occasions that explain to why I'm here drinking tequila and ginger ale with y'all.
Yeah.
Which is the proper place for you to arrive.
Hell yeah, it is.
You've arrived,
Totally.
man.
You've done it. You've won.
All right. I'm still winning. We're all still winning.
Hashtag win.
Yeah.
Winning.
Hashtag winning.
I would
That's
like
a
to-
Charlie Sheen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, chart. Yeah.
However, we're not hashtag winning because I'm feeling my feels and looking at that bottle, and I have my
realizing there's
doubts
so much
about
more
finishing
left.
it.
Listen, we have a whole bottle podcast. God damn it, we're finishing that bottle.
Did you just say we're the whole Pottle podcast? That's how far we are into the show.
Can we get a T-shirt with the whole
The
bottle?
whole bottle.
The whole Pottle podcast. Yes,
Hey,
we
man,
That,
everything
that
taken out.
actually literally is really smart. It's really funny.
I think it's time for another song. Are you ready to play something?
Dude, I honestly
Yeah.
want to hear more.
Did we
Like,
ever request for Forgotten Days?
Did you hear me like mutter that at one point?
Yeah.
Dude, so normally I don't. People all the time on this, people come and say, "Hey, play this, play this, play this,"
Yeah.
and I never even mention them because I don't expect either. I don't expect you to know, first of all.
Yeah.
And second, because I'm just like, man, we're doing our own thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, we've had a number of
Who
people.
was this person who said, "Hello,
Taz Tom
don't try
16.
to pronounce my name.
Who is it?
Well, he said,
Hardwisen Gritslegwaren."
but yes, someone did say, "Can you play Forgotten Days?"
Well, every day the stage is set, morning and night. The lights must keep shining bright. My blood is still boiling and my wheels are still turning. The clock keeps on singing me sweet lullabies. I'm locked in the shambles of gambling with time. We all get the minimum wage. Time flies like hurricanes, fast lane, tidal waves. I drown you deep in forgotten days. Like words I've lost in the wind. But it's darkness you're traveling in. We'll waste all your days away, a candle from a flame. Drown you deep in forgotten days. Gold-plated watches have taken their toll. My dice is loaded, ready to roll. The time box like smoking guns, everyone is outdone, and the food on the tree is gone. Like words I've lost in the wind. With this darkness you're traveling in, we'll waste all your days away, a candle from a flame. We'll drown you deep in forgotten days. Alright. Like words I've lost in the wind. With this darkness you're traveling in, we'll waste all your days away, a candle from a flame. We'll drown you deep in forgotten days. We'll drown you deep in forgotten days.
Well, there you go, Taz Tom. He did it and
Thank you.
freaking killed it. I actually didn't know what that was until as soon as I started playing. I was like, oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the title of anything.
Oh,
That-
man,
that's
I don't think
fantastic.
you would know that song, man. I just put it out. But if you do, that's insane. That's awesome.
That was some fast guitaring, Daniel.
Thank you, man.
Damn.
So the whole concept behind the EP,
That's that Patron setting in.
which is to my voice. The first thing I wanted everyone to know about my EP is that my voice still cracks. That was like the first message.
Message one.
But no, man, I have 3 songs on there, and I want the 3 songs to kind of represent who I am as a musician presently. So we have one singer-songwriter song. We have one just straight guitar song, Forgotten Days. Then we have one like country song, which represents my love for country and what I want to write more songs with.
Oh yeah, we literally listened to that together earlier today.
Yeah, we listened to another earlier. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole deal there. I'm not in a place right now to like, as a writer, like I don't have any songs that are like going to catch fire, but I wanted to at least put something out because the ethos of today is to not wait until you have something amazing. It's to put out and start your journey and share it with people. That's, because like people, not comparing myself, not to self-aggrandize in any simple way, but like Shawn Mendes, has broken many records that haven't been set before. in music, and he's 21 years old. And one of his first songs he ever covered is still on YouTube. So it's like people were putting shit out just from the start, and that's my whole vibe. Is I wanted to put out an EP to be like, hey, I'm Daniel. You know?
And plus, people love to see that journey.
I do.
They want to see you from knowing nothing
Yeah, man.
to knowing everything.
It really humbles me when people like Ryan take the time to share their experience of having seen me in a bar. Like, that's nuts. Like, I've seen very few things in a bar that I care to tell anybody about that inspired me. You know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah, right. Or done things.
The only things that go get expired. What are you
Most
talking
are
about?
a different kind of experience.
Exactly. So it's a beautiful thing, and if my guitar is the thing that allows people to do that, then I just want to keep following that muse. And the muse told me to write some songs and put them out and believe in the songs. And so that's how touring started. We're touring the songs right now. We're
That's
leaving for
awesome.
Atlanta on Thursday. Sorry.
Atlanta
Oh, wow.
on Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Please.
That you should ask Jerry. But
yeah.
before we get to that question,
Yay!
because I think it's going to get us into a little more randomness, which will be great. However, first I have a more appropriate question.
Okay.
Before we get to that question. So here's the. You recently played with Chris Shiflett
Yeah.
of
yeah.
Les Foo Fighters. Saw that on your Instagram
That was the
2 days
Foo
ago,
Fighters.
and I was like, I like the Foo Fighters. They have a mini song that I like.
I love that.
Like,
This is the worst
one.
accent I've ever heard.
it's a great accent, damn it! You don't know anything about France.
yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
there, though. You
Well,
been there?
no.
Ah.
Oh, Lord.
The Foo Fighters. A monkey range. You'll always be my monkey range. Okay, so
First
you
Foo
played a
Fighters
show
record.
with that guy.
Chris.
That was a one-off, right?
We're going to do more.
You're gonna do more. Okay.
We're doing more. We're
Tell
setting
me
some
about
up.
that. How did that come about? What was that dude like? Is he cool? Was he a dick?
No.
Did you love the show?
You don't have to pretend
How did
here.
it go?
I'm not.
The pretender. Little references
That's my
throughout.
favorite. That's my favorite
Yeah.
one.
Well, for you playing that, you're my hero.
That's the one.
Let's watch you as you go.
I met Chris at Roberts. Chris was in town recording Sonic Highways at Southern
I remember
Grounds.
at Zach Brown Band's
And
at Southern
someone,
Grounds.
several people, maybe even Zach had been like, there's this, Chris was like, who do I gotta go to, who's the guitar player to go see? Because that's the thing about Nashville, right?
Yeah.
And someone or several people had told him, go see me. Chris came in, and I remember he had the Stetson that I was contemplating buying. Like, hey man, that's a Stetson Roadster or whatever, right? And he's like, shit, yeah, it is. He goes, you're Daniel. I go, yeah, nice to meet you. He goes, my name's Chris. I'm big, I love country music. I'm a guitar player, and someone told me to come see you play, and man, I'm blown away. I think you're incredible.
Did you recognize him?
No,
Like, did you know who he
I
was?
never even listened to the Foo Fighters.
Oh,
I
really?
only listened to like country guitar music. Like I only listened to
Okay.
or like guitar music. I did not listen to like good songs ever. Like I liked one Tom Petty song, and it was "Running Down a Dream" just because of the fucking guitar solo and the guitar riff. Like that's how it was for me. It was very unique and it was very strange. Like in hindsight now, because I work with people who are younger than me and I work with people who are old, I hadn't really met anybody who like listened to music in that way. I didn't know the Foo Fighters. Chris like coercing him. I'm like, man, he's like, I'm in town like recording some music and just kind of just working, just jacking off. And like, where are you recording? And he's like, Southern Ground, And then he mentioned that he was in the Foo Fighters.
You're like, who? Never heard of him.
Which is so funny. And we just became friends. He's like, man, I'll give you some cash, and you can have some of our catering if you come over and give me a guitar lesson tomorrow.
That's dope.
Wow.
And so I came over to the studio, and like I wore my coolest fucking leather jacket. And it was like 99 degrees outside.
You're like, but I'm gonna rock this jacket no matter what.
I was
Gotta
like
look cool.
so stoked on it. And he was so nice. He came and like helped me get my amp out of my car, and like was just a really respectful player and musician in person. And we've always stayed on that same level together, and there's always been a mutual respect. So whenever I'm touring and they're playing the place that's 30 times bigger than where I'm playing, or if he's in town or I'm out there, we always connect and we have a great connection. And he's a hero, no pun intended, but people like that are my actual heroes, literally. Those are people who have achieved the dream with music. I look at them like like athletes. Like you look at those badass fucking basketball players who would just like live in the dream or the best. Like those people to me are Chris. Like that person's like that is the guy who did it. And there's many of those, producers, engineers, and writers, and it's a little more flexible than it is being an athlete, right? Having said that, Chris to me is an absolute hero, and so whenever I have a chance to play music with him, I'm gonna take it. And so the thing happened in Chicago just recently.
Now, how valuable is it in that? So not only is he obviously amazing,
Yeah, he
but
is.
how much of him being a hero is in the fact that you met him and he was actually a cool guy.
I know.
Not a stuck up, not like,
I know.
head in the clouds guy, but he was actually a cool guy.
Exactly.
Like, how valuable is that?
To me, that is like I love knowing people like that because it tells you that no matter what threshold of success that you're pushing at, you can always be a good person and contribute and inspire others.
Yeah.
So that literally, I remember I started giving guitar lessons after I gave Chris after I sat down with Chris, and because giving a guitar lesson has a certain connotation. I just showed him some concepts and ideas, right, which we could all stand to learn from people that we respect. But after that, I realized, like, man, certain people, like I would get messages who admire me, I guess in the same way that they admire Chris, on a much smaller level. So I still give lessons, and I love doing it because it's inspiring to give to people and who aren't where you're at.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So we have a very important question.
Please.
Jury, you do the honors. Are you sure you can handle this question?
Now, here's the deal.
Okay.
This is not
Do my best. Do you watch Pawn Stars?
Yeah, man. Chum-Li, old man. Rick.
Chun-Li! We're big Pawn Stars fans. I watch Pawn Stars every night before going to bed. We live together, by the way.
Can I play the song?
Did I tell you he's my brother-in-law?
Oh, wow.
Did you know that?
I don't know why I would have known that.
Yeah, he married my
Of course
sister.
you knew that.
I don't. Anyway, so we all live together. And
So wait, is it your wife and sister?
My wife, his sister.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. The second I moved to Nashville, he closed in on my sister.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
in
was
seven-
already,
in
like,
7
reading about
months?
it.
Huh?
In 7 months? You've been here for 7 months and you guys have been married for that long? Or you've known her for that long?
No.
They've been married
We
for-
moved here together.
Oh, okay.
As soon as he moved to Nashville back in 2012.
When he left, you skipped.
Yep. The
like
first
3
time.
weeks later, I started dating his sister.
Yeah, around the time I met you, he was like secretly skeeving on my sister.
Nice.
But he made me his best man, so it worked out. We've been friends. Oh, by the way, we were friends before he married my sister.
Right.
This
I've
is
known
a
him
friend?
longer than my
That's
wife.
beautiful.
Do you have a
man.
sister?
2.
Yeah. So if you have a good friend and then you move away, are your parents in Jersey or are they here?
They're here. They're 45 minutes out.
They're here. Yeah. So if you, let's say this, while you're out on tour, one
Yeah,
of
I'll be
your
on tour.
good friends starts taking your sister out on dates, that's what happened.
That'd be a crazy... Man,
And it's kind of cool.
I think I'd like it if it was
yeah,
a good
because think
person.
about it, you're going to have some in-law your sister picked for
Maybe.
the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better if it was a friend you already pre-scanned?
Yeah.
You're already like, nah,
We've
he's
already
safe.
been friends for
He's good.
years.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it worked out. So why did I
Nice.
bring that up? We were going to tell the question.
The question.
And Pawn Stars. Oh, I was just explaining why we watch Pawn Stars together every night because
Has
we
nothing to do
live
with this
together.
question.
And it's okay that we live together because you're married to my sister and we're family.
It'd be okay to be roommates as
Okay.
well.
That
That's
is-
also
that is
allowed. That's
awesome.
a thing
Dude,
people
true.
do.
It's just we're
What
close.
does that have to do with the
We're
question?
close to the roommate.
Nothing.
We're brothers.
Literally nothing.
We're brothers. No, that's why I bring up the Pawn Stars because we were both going like Rick.
That's,
love
all
the
that built off of that. All
Yeah.
that built off
You
of
breathe into the mic. I'm going to tell the story. That's how it goes in this podcast.
So, but here's the deal.
I'll give you $750.
Now, we've asked this question to everybody on the podcast.
Every single person.
Except for one. But then we had him back on the podcast later. And
He
asked him
came for
again.
a second time. We asked him that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every person is.
Every person who's ever on the podcast answers this question. Here's the thing with this question: you can't think about it.
Oh, does that mean I don't have long to answer?
No, you have.
It's
no,
a
no time.
snapshot.
It's gotta be. We gotta know what's gonna come deep from your soul.
Very soul. It can't
Now,
be a
some
thought.
people
It can't
try
be
to
a brain
think.
thing.
Some people try to think. We ask the
work.
question and they go, and we know they're thinking. I don't want your head answer. I want your heart answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just
You know,
stretch the arms.
the biggest distance is the 18 inches between your head and your heart. Am I right, guys?
Unless you have a really long neck. But it's longer.
You might be looking at 20.
Are you ready?
All right, I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you had to choose,
Okay,
and you do,
I have to.
what would you say is your favorite kind of turtle?
Terrapin.
Wow,
Oh,
that was quick.
shit.
Damn, we got to answer right off the bat.
That was
Some people
good.
delay. Terrapin. I don't even know what that is.
No, I think Jess, Ryan Steele's girlfriend,
she
had that
say
same
terrapin?
answer. I think so. Oh no, she said painter turtle.
Yeah, painter
What is a
turtle.
terrapin and why?
A terrapin
Look it
is it's in the relative. It's not quite a turtle, but it is. It looks just like a fucking turtle. It acts like a turtle. It has. If
But
you
it's
put it
not a
on its
turtle.
back, it would be a turtle. You know what I mean? But it's not. They're a little larger, and they live differently than turtles, but mainly
Different lifestyle choices.
a little different lifestyle, a little more wild than turtles. You find them more in Tennessee, and you find them scavenging more on land than you do water, as opposed to turtles, where normally you're going to have to go near a water source to find most turtles. A terrapin is also awesome because once you start getting into the Grateful Dead, there's certain levels of the world of the Grateful Dead, right? It's like New York City, like you can go to Times Square, you can
Okay,
go to
yeah.
Chinatown, and you can go and go and go, right? so like
Ooh, that's a cool looking turtle.
let's get on the
Bring it up to the
terrapin,
camera.
guys. The terrapin is a great. So having said that,
Can you see?
kind of. For anyone who's wanting to get into the Grateful Dead, there's a
Okay,
whole
we're
suite
focused.
and a whole record called Terrapin Station, which is a great era for the band, and that's why the Terrapin is my favorite. I'm really proud of that. I think
You were on
I think
it.
I nailed the
I was
shit out of
impressed.
that.
I was impressed because
Yes.
people never know what to expect, you know. And people like delay.
Yeah. They try to come up with a turtle.
Right.
They might. Who was the Franklin turtle? You remember Franklin? I would say Franklin's my second turtle.
We had Donatello or Leonardo as an answer.
Can you
know.
explain
predictable.
where that question came from?
Yeah. So here's where the question came from.
Sure.
Is I went to a job interview one day.
Okay.
Okay. And they didn't ask me that question for the record. They asked me all the normal job interview questions, you know. Yeah, where do you see yourself? And, what do you want to do here? And what's your dream? And all this is the same standard interview garbage. And I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I can answer all these questions. I can kill these. I've done these questions a million times. And I can just bullshit an answer on the spot. It's going to sound amazing. I'm like, and so can most people. I'm like, but if I was interviewing someone, I don't want that person who's going to just do the same thing everybody else can do. I want to know if they can be on it.
Right,
If they can come up
absolutely.
on the spot. So what's just going to throw them off?
Turtle.
Yeah, like no one already has that. Nobody in the whole world, except for maybe a turtleologist, has that shit like already like lined up and ready to go. You know what I mean? So you can ask it and see what they got responsive. If someone can't come up with an answer quick enough, they're
Yeah, they're
You know what
out.
I mean? You're done.
Yeah,
You're
shell
done,
shock,
son.
Shell shock.
it's over.
Daniel, you got the fucking job.
Yeah, hired.
Dude, I thought I had a really good. That was Porsche speed. That was 0 to 60
hella
real
fast.
quick, wasn't it?
Like there was almost like from the time end of my word from the beginning years was like nothing.
So are you a Grateful Dead fan?
I think it's deeper than a fan because I'm a fan of like Tom Petty,
Uh-huh.
but like it's different with the Dead.
You're a Deadhead.
Yeah, I think it's a culture, right? So I'm like a member.
Would you be one of those people who's naked at a Grateful Dead concert?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you be one of those people who's there with your recording devices, recording the live show and distributing tape cassettes of the show?
I watch. There's a thing that actually does that now called Nugs TV. You should check out Nugs. It's the top live streaming platform for live music, and they do incredible like 12 camera like live streams that you buy
Wow.
tickets to.
Wow.
Some people couch tour now. You know.
Yeah.
Man, I think now that the Dead is now Dead and Company. There's a different connotation where you can still relate to that old stereotype, but the Dead is like a culture now. So it's like there's going to be different personality types that get into it. The music, I can literally say this, that the Grateful Dead, that is the only music I felt discovered me, as opposed to me discovering the music.
Wow.
And that it's as simple as that. So I don't know what to say to people like when they ask, am I a fan? Because like I'm like a fan of like Neil Young and Tom Petty and like, but the Dead is different. Like I just don't have any
Part of your soul.
Man, I think it is. Like there's certain things I didn't like the taste of when I was 12 and now I love, right? And it's like the Dead I got into when I was around 17 and I only get more into it. So it's as simple as that.
How do you feel about John Mayer and the Dead?
Love it. It's I'm constantly inspired by the reality of that. I think that's one of the most genius like transformations and like unveiling of an artist that I think I've ever witnessed like in real time. Like someone who does a certain thing and then does that. No one's done that on a bigger scale than him like recently.
Okay, let's throw out a couple guitarists and see what you think. Okay.
Please.
We're going to go back
Hold
and
on.
forth.
Okay.
We can do this. We can
Here
do
we go.
this.
You ready?
Okay. All right. Number one. Oh!
Sorry.
Keep that sticky icky going. No,
Yeah.
keep that going. You got
Okay.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen.
John Smear's gonna love
me and
this.
Jerry are gonna throw out guitar pairs.
Oh, God.
And we're gonna get your opinion.
It's really difficult.
Can we
But
cut
while
this
we
out?
throw
Put
them
this
out,
on my
you're gonna
Instagram?
play something from them.
Can I
Your
play
signature.
slow? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't
So I'm
play
gonna
just John
say,
Mayer.
Okay. Do you like John Mayer?
This is gonna be really difficult. 'Cause in my head, I'm like, I can only think of 2 guitar players right now.
Think of him.
Okay, but I'm gonna go real difficult to begin with. Do you even know who
Was the deep and dirty?
Claudio Sanchez is?
No.
I mean, that's not far off.
He's a guitar player from Coheed and Cambria. God.
Okay.
You know Coheed and Cambria?
Oh no.
We're gonna have to introduce you.
I did
Wait.
shop at Hot Topic though a little, yeah.
That is. Okay. So John Mayer, yes or no?
Oh fuck yeah, one of my biggest heroes.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, Keith Urban.
Yeah. I don't know the words. Somebody like you. Keith Urban, that was mine.
Somebody like you.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I wanna feel the sunshine shining on me and you.
I want to feel the sunshine falling. Sorry, in his original
Oh.
Australian.
Yeah. I was just learning a Keith Urban song the other day, "The Fighter," with Carrie Underwood off his last record. Is a genius, like disco style country song.
He has. I don't know if you ever heard it. Somebody randomly. This is back in the day. This is in the day before iPhones. In the day of iPods. Somebody gave me. Like, you used to be able to copy somebody's entire
Yep.
iTunes library
Yep.
to your iPod.
I remember.
And so I stole, my friend had like this
You
Keith.
stole music?
Sorry, I'm sorry. But that was so I'm sorry, like before you say that, I want it to be like 2012. You stole music? 2018. Hey, have you listened to that new song on Spotify?
Yeah. So I got from somebody Keith Urban live.
Oh,
And
which
I
record?
was blown away.
Dude, the guy is a
Keith Urban's an
genius.
amazing guitar player.
Oh yeah, he's the best.
He's incredible.
He's the best country artist aside from Vince Gill. I think who's incorporated guitar into his music. Brad Paisley's right up there, but Keith Urban does a little more tastefully.
That's right. The chat says piracy is illegal.
Whatever, the internet. You're all pirates.
It was illegal.
You're
Yeah.
pirates right now.
Literally, yeah.
Okay. So Keith Urban, you got a guitar player?
Jimmy Page.
Oh yeah. First guitar solo I ever learned.
Really? Can you still do it? That's one of my favorite guitar solos ever.
Whoa!
I love this. I love this.
Okay,
I love,
Steve-
I like how it was undiscussed how he was gonna start singing.
Steve Vai.
Oh, I don't know any Steve. I don't know any Steve Vai. But
what
but
about-
everyone who doesn't know Steve Vai? Go and type in Steve Vai Crossroads on YouTube, and what you will see Ralph Macchio
Oh yeah, we watched
and
that
Steve
movie.
Vai.
I love that movie.
Shred
That's
to
a
I
the
great
death.
love that
movie.
movie.
And that
Yeah.
is that to me.
It just in hell, literally in hell.
Can you
literally
play
fucking-
Crossroads? Because that counts at this point.
Which version?
Steve Vai. I'm just trying to let you not lose the game, bro.
I lost, man.
Give us
Okay.
some Steve Vai.
Well,
Okay, what do you got?
Steve?
That's
Vaughn.
not, you didn't lose. That's minus 1
Yeah, yeah.
point.
For what it is worth, I did once a month for my entire junior year of high school. I did once a month. I did the 30-hour Steve Vai guitar workout.
What is that?
What?
You do. It's a 30-hour
It's
regimen.
like the P90X of guitar. Or what?
Well, it's 30 fucking hours.
P90X.
You don't stop.
Oh my god.
He would train for it for days.
just
He would
die
The
at the end?
SV30.
I would. I remember my parents would not. Like they would not talk to me. Like I had food in my room. No one.
What?
No one knock on Daniel's door. He's doing the workout.
What is it? Is it like finger exercises?
It's like 4 hours of it is. So like one of it is like
For an hour?
yeah. Then I had no girlfriends.
Wow.
Okay, so sticking with the Stevie theme.
Okay.
Steve.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
There's even a better one called Scuttlebutton.
What Steve is this?
Listen to this start. When you're like 15, that's the coolest shit ever. So,
It's still the coolest shit
It
ever.
was
I
still
think
pretty
so.
cool.
but this is bad now. Like, unless you're Stevie, unless you're him, it's not good.
But when he does it, or did it. Oh.
Yeah. Well, he still does, bro. I was listening to Hendrix today, and I went and saw a great guitar player last week, and I listened to Hendrix today, and I got the same feeling. Like literally, I remember thinking it. I'm thinking, oh, that's the same feeling I got last week when I saw this guy in a club. So it's like if you're on the right wave, the energy is universally lasting. It's not. It's aside from your existence in time and space. Because it's not you that's creating that much of a wavelength. Like, you're getting help from something, right? So, like, Jimmy was one of the greatest portals of said energy, so is Stevie. So Jimmy's still here. Jimmy's still alive and fucking well on the guitar. He's still probably making a lot of money and a lot of people money and inspiring a lot of people. You know, there's probably a fuck ton of Instagram videos of people covering Jimmy.
Oh,
Jimmy-
I'm sure. Like,
He's alive and well.
for like ever.
So my next guitarist, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's all you get.
That's
The rest
it.
is on Spotify.
I feel so cheated.
This is a little different of a genre.
What do
It's a
you-
little
do you got?
teaser.
A little different
got?
genre. Jack White.
Yeah. Goal! How about this one? Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, climb the fence, books and pens, da-da-da. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Yeah, man. One more time. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Napoleon Dynamite. Come on.
Hey, bro! Okay.
I bet you I could throw out pigskin over the mountains.
1982.
I love when he gets the time machine in the crystal.
Oh,
Like,
God.
turn it off. That's great. Sorry. Dude, I'm gonna watch this later. I'm gonna watch that.
Okay, if we're on this theme, The Edge.
I was gonna go to the edge
Oh,
next.
shit.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
I need to give you a dotted delay? Is there anything you can
Yeah,
do without
dude.
a dotted delay?
Literally? Okay, here's the edge. Without all the effects.
The Edge without the effects.
Where streets have no name. You can do that without effects, kinda.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm adding the effects.
You're giving yourself your own.
Can you do where the streets have no name without minus effects?
I can't, actually. I can't.
Can you play and add your own dotted delay to your playing? That might be a new style. I'm just saying.
The only thing I can do that emulates a delay is what I can do is otherwise known as a slapback delay, which is for everyone who doesn't know, who's not an audio engineer. Basically is used by tape machines back in the early days of recording, especially in rock and roll. And so slapback sounds like this. But if you hit without slapback, it sounds like this. So it's very quick.
I can literally give you a slapback right now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, he has slapback already for
I have it
you.
already pulled up.
It's a lot more subtle.
Jerry, hold down Alt Option.
Hold option.
Move it over.
Yep.
Are we on the voice?
Muted.
You now have a slapback.
So we hear slapback here, right? Here's slapback on the guitar. So I can just go. Or I can slapback it. That's the closest thing I can do.
That was dope. All right, slap back off.
That's party trick,
Okay.
kind of ish.
Whatever, we love that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right, now we're going real deep here.
Okay.
Real deep. Now this, I mean, we'll see if you know anything.
I'll be ashamed. I don't know any Prince.
I
I don't
was
know
gonna
how
say
to
Prince.
play
What
Prince.
the hell?
I know. I love that. I love the camera. Like
Flip the table on the computer. No, that's my laptop, bro. Not cool.
Because it's going
Have
a
you
little
had enough
weird.
Patron?
What's that?
I feel like you could use more Patron.
Sure, man. Absolutely.
He's a full drink.
I'm drinking because you're playing guitar. Yeah. Here's a little more Patron.
little bonus Patron.
There's
This
not
is how you
much
know
more.
we're in
Just
Nashville.
a little bonus.
Oh God.
Drink some of that, Daniel.
I call this a Patron Patron. That's good.
This is the Patron cast.
Now what about some Jack Black?
Oh, wow.
Okay, give me a second. You ready?
That's so meta.
Cholo, you're playing the bass. That good? No, Jack Black.
School rock. Yeah.
So Jack
Okay.
Black, I know. No one judge.
Great guitars of history. Great guitars.
Hey, can I get a water in this as well?
Hell yeah.
Because I'm all about the hydration.
I'm gonna go-
I am about the
You want to
agave.
get water? Or
You can
you,
do what you want.
do you want it? Oh, okay,
You can
I'll
do
do
it.
it. You
Okay.
got it, but
There's some there. Is there not?
That's I guess it is just melted
It is-
ice.
it is
and that's
water.
what water is.
Melted
Melted ice.
but
or
this
is
was previous.
or is ice frozen water?
This
Oh
was.
my God.
It might be colder than your average water. It's formerly ice. You're not drinking water. You're drinking formerly ice. The artist formerly known as Ice.
Water child.
Show us some prints. Just kidding. Okay. George Harrison.
Oh yeah.
That's the second time Norwegian Wood has been played on this podcast.
Good.
At least.
Okay. Can you do She's Got a Ticket to Ride?
No,
Can you do,
do Blackbird?
I'm just naming random.
that's Paul.
Right.
So that's the second one. You get another point.
Yeah. Is everybody in the chat too young to even know what this is about? What these songs are?
What are these things?
Except for
These
Go.
are called songs.
Something like that.
When I learned how to play that on
Nice.
guitar in a guitar class in like community college,
Wow.
I was so impressed with myself when I learned how to play that because I knew nothing about guitar.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's actually an impressive composition. Like even
Right?
It really is. It's really genius and it's very classical in
Yeah.
the sense of the counterpoint. And if you listen to this is the thing. Like if you watch that 8-volume Beatles documentary, which I watched with the Wild Feathers Cajole, who typically is the second vocalist you hear on any Wild Feathers track. Usually you hear Ricky, you hear Joel, and then Taylor. Joel is a massive Beatles fan.
As he should be.
Named his son Harrison. His dog's name is Ringo. He's plays bass just same place as Paul played. Like a massive fan. And learning watching this documentary, you look at this. So if you listen to like James Bay, like those are like the same deal, and it's like that interval. That's all
What is that?
from Blackbird. Well, this is a sixth.
Is that a 1 and a 6?
Yeah. So this is your six, and this is your
sad.
1.
I think a 1 and a 6 is much sadder sounding than just a 6 on its own. In contrast
Oh
to the
yeah,
one.
because you have release, and then you have this. You have an elegance to it. You have an omnis. That's the thing about Mayer, man. He's really good about like sliding in emotions as opposed to saying like this whole vibe is an emotion. Where it's like Ryan Adams, like a song is a emotion. Mayer, there's both. In his guitar playing especially. Not to get meta on y'all, sorry.
Sure. No, well, let me ask you. Okay. It's a little different because I have some John Mayer thoughts.
Please, everyone does, which is why he's most well-known
Here's the
guitar
thing.
player.
One of the best guitar players of all time, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's the Hercules. Yeah.
However,
guitar-
when I first started learning how to play guitar,
yeah.
now I'm not, I don't know, like, play guitar. I can, like, play a couple things.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh, listen to John Mayer. Okay, so I started listening to Mayer. I didn't really know anything before that.
What Mayer records?
Well, I just YouTube John Mayer.
YouTube
you know
John
what I
Mayer.
mean?
Yeah.
So, and I was like, oh, amazing. But then I watched some interviews with him.
Oh,
And I was like, this guy's a fucking dick.
Bro, I don't understand that. I've never thought for a second that he's a dick.
But the thing is, it bothered me
Amen.
so
I'm with
much.
you.
It bothered
never
me
thought he's-
so much.
What was it?
That I
Like-
didn't like John Mayer.
Right, I
And
mean,
I've
so-
never really got into John Mayer since then.
I meet so many people like that. I feel the way about Ryan Adams. I listen to Ryan Adams and I'm like, fuck this guy.
I just don't care about Ryan Adams.
Like, and I know people who know him. They're like, yeah, fuck that guy too. But like people
I
who
went
know
and
John,
visited the.
everyone loves him.
I was at. I don't know what you call it. Not a guest, not an extra. I went on the Jimmy Kimmel show as an audience member. I was on the audience of Jimmy Kimmel.
John's only
I've done that a
Jimmy
bunch of
Kimmel
times.
2 times.
Ryan Adams
Wow.
Okay.
was the guest of the day at Jimmy Kimmel's show, and he didn't even play. He like apparently like showed up
Played with Jenny
earlier
Lewis.
in the day and played alone, and then they took shots of us next to him playing
Aw.
as though he were playing for
that's
us.
lame.
It's
It was
weird because like
bullshit.
Paxam's like 10 minutes away from Jimmy Kimmel's venue.
What is it?
Paxam, his recording studio.
Oh,
it's
it's
right in
that close?
downtown LA. Literally a 10-minute drive.
DTLA, brah.
So my thing
I've been on the
was-
Jimmy Kimmel show like 5 times.
Jesus.
It's
I've been
like-
on once with the Feathers.
Really?
That was
you
one of
were
our first.
on the
Oh,
show.
you were on it. Okay, I was.
That's different. He
I
was in the audience.
Oh, okay.
In the audience. Yeah.
You were
no.
on
Wait. Hold on.
I played
Let's
him,
create
Shane.
a new reality real quick. Let's create a new reality.
I had
okay?
my guitar with me.
Mandela effect for everybody. I have been on the Jimmy Kimmel show 5 times.
What is the Mandela
If you can't find,
Oh.
we're about to explain the internet to you. But hold on. If you can't find a YouTube video of me literally on the Jimmy Kimmel show being interviewed, that's the Mandela effect. Okay, so Mandela effect.
Don't explain it all. Just you gotta ask. Do you remember when you were young? You might have been a little. I don't know. You might be a little too young for this.
But try it. Just
Do you remember that movie with Sinbad? Do you know Sinbad is?
I don't know. Is he the black
okay.
actor?
This is the best
yeah.
example of it.
Okay.
And he played a genie.
I don't know.
no. Okay.
It was called.
Okay, there's others.
That's the best one though.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I've heard.
He
of it.
says, "Mama always said life."
It's like a box of chocolates. Yeah.
No. So apparently, in real life, he says life was like a box of chocolates. But a lot of people remember it being life is like a box of chocolates. Okay, let's do some others.
Okay.
Have you ever
Oh,
heard of the movie Interview with?
John Mayer.
There's a movie. It's either called Interview with a Vampire or Interview with the Vampire. Have you heard of
You
that?
don't know that movie.
I don't. I'm sorry. I might be
Okay,
too
well,
young.
let's say you're
Okay,
watching
okay.
Star Wars, right?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen Star Wars.
Okay, but
I just know Jar
first of all-
Jar.
No!
I just know Jar Jar.
First of all, you're immediately a terrible person. That's okay. I'll let it go because you're here.
Going to
But
hell.
even without having seen it, if I were to say I'm Darth Vader, who you at least know who that is,
Yeah, I know what he looks
and
like.
I were to say
the
Luke,
father. Yeah.
what's
What
the
would
quote?
you say?
I am your father.
Never says that.
Really? Then why does everyone say that?
The Mandela effect.
What do you
That's
mean
why.
the Mandela?
In the
effect?
real world,
He says,
In
"Luke,
the
look in your
movies-
heart. You know it must be true."
I am your father.
Yeah, he's I am your father. Whatever.
Oh, so
But he
is it
never
like a-
says, "Luke, I am your father." It's
So is
the-
it us making a
it's this-
false reality?
Well, it depends who you ask.
do you know who Nelson Mandela is?
Yeah, but
So
nothing
this-
about what
this,
he did.
This thing was named by Nelson Mandela. He's
Just
an
know he
African.
died.
No, he's not African
You should
American.
feel bad.
Was he
for
not
this.
in- was he
Nelson
not-
Mandela
went
is
to
an
prison?
African man,
African, yeah.
and he's from South Africa where there was apartheid.
Yeah.
And
Do you know what
he's
apartheid is?
no,
apartheid is
I
like
was born in '95. I don't. I've
You
had
know
Apartheid was still
nothing.
going on in
my
95.
my phone gives me directions to where I need to go.
so. Apartheid is like segregation.
matter. It was
in
terrible
South
racial
Africa.
He went to jail for a while, right?
Yes.
Long ass time.
So a bunch of people seem to remember that Nelson Mandela died in like the early 90s or late 80s
I thought he
or
just
something.
died like 10 years ago.
Yes.
He did.
And meanwhile, he just died. But a bunch of people remember that he died in like the 90s or 80s. I forget which. And so the Mandela effect is this thing, it's this theory that like
There's a number of theories
that
explaining
history
it.
is that's like time travel or something is
Yeah.
changing the timeline.
So there's a couple-
And so we're all remembering Luke, I am your father from a different timeline. But the real reality of our timeline is Luke, blah, 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 blah,
So-
blah, 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 I'm your father.
I'm your father. Right.
So
right.
here's the thing. But here's the argument. There's a couple different like big theories. Now most of them are crazy, or maybe not. Which is either one, time travel is now a real thing in the future, and they have come back and changed things, but we still have remnants of the old memories of how it was.
Yep.
Okay, you with me so far?
I'm really with you. Yeah.
Okay. Or two, there's all sorts of government cover-up conspiracies. Or three is just the mob mentality of we have all created this memory. Or the alternate timeline theory where it has happened both ways.
Oh my God, which is more likely, right?
I used to latch right on it. Oh, that's the one, right? Oh, that's true. That's the truth.
That's nuts. I've yet to have heard.
Or like Ko says, is the best explanation is why to not know something.
Great. That's great. That's the thing I've also been at lately. Like, I'm proud. Like, I'm all right with like not knowing these things because like usually I guess I'm at a place in my life where I can appreciate such an odd concept like that. That's astounding.
The
Never heard
biggest
of such a
one
thing.
was, which I mean, doesn't you might not know, but Ko probably know, is that everyone, maybe it's just you if you were a few years older, you would know.
Yeah, probably.
That there's this movie came out called Kazam, where Sinbad was this genie, and everyone's like, yeah, I remember watching that movie, and it never even existed.
What are you talking about, Jerry? What are you talking about, man?
Now there was a different movie.
You're talking about budgets. You're talking about actors. You're talking about You're talking about the directors union. You're talking about
Never,
SAG.
and even Sinbad's like, no, it never existed.
What are you talking
And
about,
millions
Sinbad?
of children remember watching this movie.
What the fuck?
Now, there was another movie that also came out called Shazam, starring Shaquille O'Neal as a genie.
I've only seen one Shaquille O'Neal movie.
And was it Space Jam?
Space Jam.
I think he's only done those two as far as I know.
Yeah.
Oh, he did one recently as well. Him as an old man playing basketball. I think it's out in theaters right now.
Nice.
It's coming soon.
And I
But-
see hot.
Yes, go.
Can I say-
Should I say something, Cal? So, but yeah, no, literally millions of people remember Kazam, but then it didn't exist. But then there was this real movie called Shazam that does, and they're remaking it now. Shazam, they're doing a remake of it.
What? So would you agree that this is genius advertising and being like, I didn't release an EP?
You gotta wait several years at least. You know, people are literally looking up on Spotify right now.
But like, I don't remember recording these songs. I didn't write this. So like, but if the movie's out there with Sinbad,
That's the thing is, it's not.
Is it not-
People can't find it.
what do you mean?
And everyone says I for sure saw that.
So that's literally just people starting something then. That's people starting a secret.
But the thing is, I remember watching that as a kid.
No, you don't. 'Cause
I
you
do.
haven't
I'm
seen the
100%.
fucking
I like
movie.
remember watching it as a kid. It was
No,
definitely
you-
a real thing.
no, you
Sinbad,
don't.
he was a genie. He was Kazam. And it.
What
and
was who was the girl in the movie?
I don't know. I was like 6.
Yeah, everyone was 6. Absolutely. Man.
But
I would love to
it's
see that.
everyone believed. Everyone was 100% sure they saw it as a kid.
Oh my God, this is great. We need to cut out that segment, and that's what I'll share on the social media. Because there's plenty of like, you know, like it'd be cool to be like Sinbad.
You don't have that on your social media. You don't talk about Sinbad on your social media. What are you even doing?
When am I even wasting my
Yeah,
time?
step up your life. Just saying. I know you have goals. One time to add a goal to the list. More Kazam. Floppy just linked a Wikipedia article to Kazam. Our
Thank
internet's
you,
so
Floppy.
garbage, I don't even know if we
Floppy
can open it.
dingus.
Look at it's trying it. No, but that's a picture of that's the cover of the movie
and
Shazam.
it says Shaq on it.
That one's Shaq. But Shaq was in Shazam, I thought. Was Shaq in Shazam?
No, Shaq is in Cousin.
Oh, but what's Shazam? Was that the Sinbad one?
Shazam is with Sinbad.
Shazam is, I had names backwards. Shazam is with Sinbad, Kazam is with Shaq.
It's more fitting. Onomatopoeia.
You just the point is that somebody made a movie that we all remember
Ko
that
says-
didn't happen.
His childhood pizza place was called Donato's in Alpine. Any relation?
Donato's in
No.
Alpine?
Wait, Alpine.
I grew up in Alpine, California.
Ko.
Oh, it's Co. Okay.
You guys grew up together.
Co is my former best friend back when we used to live together.
According to another podcast.
And Donato's is a pizza restaurant
I
in
know.
our small town,
Oh, it's a big chain.
Alpine, California.
It's a big chain though. There's 2 here in town.
No.
Wait, it can't be the same.
A lot.
Place.
Probably the same.
By the way, if anybody wants water, I have water.
Sure, but I'm also going to want some more of this delicious stuff. I just got to run it back.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I totally lost it. We were like on the Mandela effect. I feel like that's gotten boring because I peed and I'm over it. Okay, I want to hear you play more guitar.
Sure.
Do you want to play one of your songs right now? Do you want to just like rip, shred? Like, here's the thing. I'm curious because so I've seen you at Roberts at least like 5 times, I think.
Yeah.
And there's some moments where you shred. I kind of want to know, like, what's the shreddiest shred you ever shredded?
I'll do one for you.
Can you shred the shred out of the shred?
Yeah.
Let me make sure everything with the mics is good.
I'll just do like I guess I'll do a similar vibe to what was the deal with Forgotten Days. I'll just shred more. Yeah, I'll sing like a verse. We can get like a groove going. All right, I'll do an Elvis song.
Well, that's all right, mama. That's all right with you. That's all right, mama. Just any old way you do. So that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, mama. Any old way you do. Well, mama, she done told me. Papa done told me too. Son, that girl you're fooling with, she ain't no good for you. Said that's all right. Well, that's all right. That's all right now, mama. Any old way you do.
Shred, man.
Holy
now,
damn.
I can't be for sure because I was in the restroom, but that sounded like the most shreddiest shred I've ever seen.
It's clean shred. It's a new thing.
Quite the shred.
Yeah. So like shred was always like but I want shred to be clean. So like I want like white bread shred.
White bread shred.
shred.
New
Yeah.
genre.
That's my whole thing. Like I want it to be like clean, not invasive in the sound. I don't want it to be very distorted. So it's very clean sounding. A lot of clarity. Other words for clean, salient, Windexed. I'm gonna have a Febreze endorsement.
Was a very good word. Wow.
Thank you. That's one thing I recommend to everybody who's a guitar player is to try to expand your diction, folks. Do not be pigeonholed.
Floppy would like to know, what is your favorite kind of bread?
Good one. Ezekiel bread.
Ezekiel bread.
Ezekiel bread.
I feel like I hear way too much about Ezekiel bread.
There's a take upon the. I wish I could remember what they're called. What's in it? There's like.
Well, there's nothing. That's the whole point. That's really good for you. There's nothing good in it. Just like rice and dirt.
Classic rice and dirt bread.
Thanks, Zeke.
Ezekiel, you gotta freeze it. Like it's like terrible.
I used to buy Ezekiel bread quite a lot.
Yeah.
We buy every once in a while.
Man, I'm vegan.
Doesn't
Cheap
taste
at
very
Winter
good.
Joe's.
You veg?
You're vegan?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Straight
that.
veg?
Straight.
Straight veg, bro?
So, we gotta delve into that a little bit.
Shred vegan second, yeah.
So,
Shred
why?
Well, my ex-girlfriend was vegan, and my dad is vegan. Not my ex-dad.
Ex-girlfriend, current dad.
They're both vegan. And
Now, what is your ex-dad, though?
yeah, he is on the Atkins diet. Sorry. Veganism just seems to be like the healthiest thing, and I want to have the most sustained rock and roll life as I can have, and like being healthy.
No, it
is,
sounds
like,
very
the thing
opposite to the traditional rock and roll life.
Traditional is not
Yeah.
sustained.
Yeah, how old are you?
23.
The typical is to die at 27.
I know.
You got 4 years, bro.
I know. I do.
Ooh, you better do a lot in 4 years.
I got some goals.
And one of them is watching.
Squad goals.
I want to at least lease a Tesla. I don't want to own one.
Use a Tesla, use beast mode.
You're right. Just veganism's awesome, man, and I can stay on the
So
road.
strictly a health thing.
It's
Be as
strictly
healthy as possible.
I don't have any real political ties to it. I, of course, think that it's terrible what we're doing to the environment and to animals.
Sure.
And it won't last long. Like we can only do it for so long. Can't do it for another 1,000 years. We're probably gonna start fucking creating animals like Okja and eating them. That's fine. But like, I just want to do the healthiest thing and be able to play music in the realest, longest way as possible. So it's actually for the music. It's very odd and it sounds very snide, but it really is.
But
for the
that
music.
being said, you just recently discovered drinking.
Yeah, and so I don't drink wine.
At all.
I only drink
That's supposed to be like the healthiest of liquors.
Vegan wine. I drink vegan wine when I can.
Why not wine?
Wait, is wine
'cause
not
there's-
vegan?
Yeah. I don't know exactly what it was. There's 2 reasons as to why it's not vegan.
But it's made of grapes, though.
And also, there's different levels of veganism as there are any cultural things.
Sure.
That bandwagons, right?
yeah,
So
it's like The Simpsons. That one character was a 6th level vegan. It meant he didn't
That's hilarious.
eat anything without a shadow.
Exactly. Yeah, that's so funny. Some vegans don't eat honey. Some vegans don't eat things with salt.
Salt? Why salt?
They use animal bones to crush the salt. They use horse bones. Like Morton uses like Morton sauce, like large mass scale salt.
Still?
Still.
I feel like they would have found like a better way.
You think they would have, and it ties into political
Like a
things.
machine.
And yeah. I don't know.
But wine?
Like, we'll just
Why
use 2
wine?
scotches of a horse bone.
2 scotches. It's just,
Exactly 2 scotches.
apparently, it's like the process in which like the they like get the grapes isn't good. I don't really know exactly what it is. I actually, when I opened up for Chris last week, they explained the difference between vegan wine and non-vegan wine, and I completely forgot because I driven for 7 hours that day and then just played a show. I was really tired. But I did have a thing called the Impossible Burger, which is a vegan-based burger. That
I've heard of that.
It's so
wow.
good. Y'all have to eat it. It tastes delicious. It even bleeds like meat does, you know.
Wow.
But I allow myself once a month a cheat meal. Once a month. And it's a cheat meal. Like
You go buck wild.
I go buck wild. You know
Like
what I
you
mean?
eat a buck.
I go floppy.
You eat a whole buck.
I go floppy dingus.
Floppy dongus all over this bitch.
Dongus.
You got. So you're talking. You got like medium rare steak,
Yeah, like a steak and like sushi.
sushi.
I'll spend like 50,
sushi's
60
good.
bucks.
And just
I'll
go
get, like, a nice
wild. And you
dinner.
feel like shit
Go out with
afterwards.
some
I
friends.
bet.
I don't, man, because there's a thing that your brain goes into when you don't consume meat on a regular basis called feast mode, which is where it dividends
like beast
all
mode?
of the fat and all the proteins and all these nutrients that you're getting into a rational portion for your body because it believes that it's not going to get that much food again for another long while. Because that's how it used to be when we had to go get our meat when it was still alive. Now we don't have to go chase our meat. We can go get it through a drive-through. So our bodies haven't changed as quickly as our means to get in the shit in our body has. That's changed much quicker. So that's why we see a lot of people like my father who has type 2 diabetes and almost had a heart attack in his mid-30s and has since then adopted, to his best extent, a whole foods plant-based diet, which is level 6. That's real high. I'm happy with existing on level 1 for now because life's a marathon, right? And if I want to do it as long as I can, I got to give myself some empathy. I'm 23 years old, so I'm going to let myself eat some cheeseburgers.
Wait, 22 or 23?
23.
You just said 22, didn't he?
No, it's the Patron. I'm too anxious to not know how old I am.
That's funny because I was just like, is the Patron making me think he said a different number? And you're like, the Patron made me say it.
The Patron makes you think you're 22 again,
Patron
isn't it?
knows 22.
So-
Can we remember back to 22 for a second?
I can't. It wasn't very long ago.
Yeah. Where were we at 22, Jay?
I can't wait to be like,
We're hanging out. We're at the mines.
Do you know when
How old are
when
y'all?
we met? When we
30.
met?
okay, so you're not much older than I am.
Feels.
Thank you.
Feels
That
like a
is
big
the
difference.
job of a younger man. To be
It
like,
feels
"You're
like a
not
big
that much
difference. When I was 22,
really
I was a
not.
different man.
older." Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in my 20s.
But you have experienced more, and
To be fair, Ryan's almost 31.
I'm
Yeah.
not 31 till is it July 31st right now?
It's all yes.
Nope,
it's
it's July
August
31st.
Yes, in 3 hours.
I'm
it'll
not
be-
31 till next month
Nice, man.
for a few more hours, and then this month. So anyway, the point is, at
Tom said
22,
he said 22.
you know when we started hanging out was. You and I had hung out at the abandoned Air Force Base. We won't talk about it ever
Yeah,
again.
Abandoned Air Force Base, mine shafts, exploring them.
It's been 2 episodes.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah, we used to explore abandoned things. Anyway, we met there, but when we became friends is because I invited him to my 22nd birthday party.
Oh,
at
that's
the
right.
field /
Shout House.
The Shout House. Shout House. You would love the Shout House.
You would
It's in
love
San Diego.
It's dueling piano
I think
bar.
they have one down here in Nashville on Broadway.
Are they a chain, the Shout House?
Above
Yeah,
Paradise
dueling
Point.
pianos.
Yep, dueling pianos. So that was my jam. 21 and 22nd birthday, I went to the Shout House, where they got the dueling pianos and they sing raunchy songs and they're amazing piano players. And so we went to that, and then we went to the Field, which was an Irish pub.
yeah.
So that was my 21st and 22nd birthday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so he came and hung out. That's when we became friends. Why did we talk about that? Oh, because of your age. And you're playing guitar.
I was
and you're
playing
the
a show.
genius, like Kanye said, the genius voice of a generation on guitar.
Is that what he said?
He said that about you
Not on guitar.
specifically.
Yeah.
Kanye said on me?
I remember.
If you watch South Park. Do you ever watch South Park?
No, I don't like it, man. I like a couple episodes.
Oh, hold on. This is important. This is an important
This is.
moment.
It's a distinction, yeah.
We are
all
the
said
only.
it.
We are the only two people in the world who don't like South Park.
I don't love it, dude.
Dude, it's not great, right? It's kind of dumb.
What is great? It's just not great for me.
You don't have to say that. You're allowed to say you don't like it, and it's not great.
Well, you must have think they've made a lot of money and inspired a lot of people, and not saying one of those should come before the other, but and they're also sustained their careers. And also, let me tell you this: if you can take as many drugs as they did and still create great art in their living, that's really
impressive.
admirable. I've never done LSD or anything, but like I would like to like have a lifestyle to be like, if I wanted to do drugs, it would only benefit my career. like it did for them. Like that's when you're really ultimately free because you can't really mess up because you got your mind right. And they've created something that has sustained relevance throughout culture in the past like 20 years. Holy fuck, that's incredible. But I just think it's so dumb.
Me too.
I loved Chef's video game though. Remember that kitchen game? What was it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like on
No.
Sega?
I don't know it.
Sega!
No,
How
sorry,
do you know an
Nintendo
older
64.
video game than your life?
When I was in 4th grade,
Yeah, Sega's not older than me.
when I was in
Is it not?
4th grade, third
it
grade.
might
I was
be.
in 3rd grade, started watching South Park. And the kids in South Park were in 4th grade at that time.
Oh my god.
So
they're
I
that
started
young.
watching South Park in 90. Shit, how old are we? When
90
when
shit.
we start? I was in 5th grade in 90. Oh, crap, how old are we?
Y'all are 31.
96.
I was
96
one.
our 5th
I was
grade year?
one.
That sounds
I was
right.
one.
You were born
I
95?
was born 95.
So 95, 4th grade.
Wait a minute.
90.
Wait a
four.
minute.
Do the math.
I'm trying to do the math. I feel like it doesn't add up.
I think it does.
I feel like you probably know.
So I think I'm in 3rd or 4th grade watching South Park, and they're like older kids than me. Nowadays, I'm 30, and they're still in 4th grade.
Yeah.
They got held
Motherfucking
back,
immortals.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I'm watching that, and they
it's
haven't
just-
released a new season in a while. They take they're like Game of Thrones. It takes like 10
Don't
years to
put
get
them
to
on
a
the
new season.
same level as Game of
Same
Thrones. Game of Thrones is
fucking
amazing.
level.
Certainly costs
South
more.
Park
Game of
is an
Thrones?
incredible
I love
show.
Game of Thrones.
That's what I'm talking about.
South Park.
We're on the South Park, or no
I
South
love-
Park, all Game of Thrones.
No,
Yeah,
I'm on your
way
level.
different.
I like Game of Thrones and South Park.
You can. It's different parts of the brain that are being satisfied.
But he only likes Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
recently.
sure.
Yeah,
I just
it's way
got into
different.
it.
Game of Thrones is way more imaginative. Game of Thrones, it's
How
like
dare you?
Game of Thrones is like Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen, and like
Favorite character from Game of Thrones? Go.
the dragon that dies,
Oh.
Spoiler alert!
the one that turns into the one that turns into the White Walker.
The White Walker.
The
Dragon.
White Walker.
'Cause I just
dragon.
know that
Damn.
dragon-
And that is a good answer, creative,
I
but
love,
the
like-
wrong answer.
Is it because like
Ooh,
that
is
dragon
it?
would be like that's like the biggest character. Like next, you know, this season that dragon's gonna be like the one that fucks everyone up.
But Tyrion,
Tyrion, of course, out of morals,
out of everything, he's the best, one of the best characters in all of TV ever.
absolutely he is, because he also defies.
He chose
like,
a dead dragon
will-
over Tyrion.
He's not dead. That's the whole thing.
He's dead-ish.
He's gonna be. And let me tell you. I think that Tyrion has broken the mold for like fuck Randy Newman, right? But like, aside from Spyro, the dragon, this dragon is gonna be the fucking most famous dragon, as opposed to the never-ending story.
Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff,
How
I don't
about
remember
Piff
Puff.
the Magic
You don't
Dragon?
remember Puff?
Was that
Puff
what
the
character?
Magic Dragon. You gotta sing it. I don't sing.
Piff the Magic
Puff.
Dragon. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea.
I don't know it.
And something,
my
something,
God.
something, something in the land called Honolulu.
I don't know it. I don't know it.
Da-da-da-da. When we were kids back in the 80s, our parents...
Back in the 80s, we were 3 when the 80s ended.
Yeah, that's when we were kids.
That's kids.
That's when our parents sang to... My mom
Y'all
used to
are
sing to me Puff
still
the Magic
kids.
Dragon.
I'm old as
In like
fuck.
You're
one
not
foot in the grave. 89...
You're not though.
Between 89 and 92, my
Puff the
mom would
Magic
sing
Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Now,
to
you
me.
did mention Neverending Story.
Yeah.
Falcor.
Falcor.
Now, to be fair, he was a luck
Optimus
dragon.
Prime
It's a little
of our
different.
day.
A little different. The Optimus. Wasn't Optimus Prime the Optimus Prime of our day?
That's right. One of our best inside jokes.
But what about Smog from Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit?
Oh yeah, from The Hobbit. Okay.
Not the movies. The movies were bullshit.
Well,
But the book's been big for 100 years.
the CGI on those movies though started a whole new trend for CGI.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Not The Hobbit.
Not
series.
The Hobbit. The
What was
Hobbit
the
movies were
trend?
terrible.
Terrible.
Well, it had the biggest budget for CGI before any movie of its time.
And they did a great damn job
Did a
with every
great
cent
damn
of
job.
that
They
budget.
also- yeah, man, over $100 million.
But you know, The
Shot it in
Hobbit,
reverse.
I saw the first Hobbit.
The Hobbit was too
My buddy
big.
Ryan Moore,
Yeah.
and we saw the, what they call it, the 48 frames per second version.
Blech.
3D. 48 frames per second 3D. It was too real.
Yeah.
It was too...
I saw the third Hobbit in the
real.
48 frames, and I hated
No,
it. I
it was
hated it.
horrible. When you watch the
Have you
48
seen?
frames...
Do you know the difference? 48.
Yes.
Now, I'm
Okay.
down with 24 frames per second 3D Hobbit. I'm sure that would have been great. 48 frames per second Hobbit 3D? No.
Here's
it
a little
felt
hint.
too real. It felt like you were on the set with them. It looked like, oh, those
Not-
are actors
not
pretending
fantasy.
to
I
be
know.
dwarfs. And, oh, they're on a set that looks small but isn't because of forced
But not to
perspective.
crush your dreams, but at 24 frames per second, it still kind of sucked.
In
Did
24
it?
frames.
I don't know.
Jason Isbell, sorry.
What about the dragon from Shrek, they say? But
Oh.
what's even its name?
Yeah.
That dragon was like a girl or something?
I don't
Wasn't it?
remember.
No, not
I just
even on,
remember Eddie
not even on
Murphy,
the
sorry.
list.
And the
Eddie
onion.
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, onion metaphor. You got Shrek.
Onion. And there was a dragon that kind of fell in love with a donkey.
I gotta tell you all
Right,
though,
you definitely fucked a dragon.
the Lord of the Rings series holds a real special place in my heart because
Hell
that's-
yeah.
It's my wife's favorite series.
Yeah, that was the first. That's beautiful. You know, in the first, that was the first thing my dad and I watched
Oh, wow.
together. Like, I remember like my dad telling me like, "This is that character,"
Wait.
and giving me the books.
Whoa,
like reading the books.
How old were you?
Man, I wasn't even in middle school and I was reading The Hobbit. Like he was always about getting me
Yeah.
into, trying to get me into things. And
Okay.
Something's stuck and something's in it.
Sounds like a cool dad.
Yeah.
He still is. He's a badass. You know, he's my biggest fan.
How old is your dad?
My dad was born in 71, so he'll be 47 on December.
Oh, so you have a young
47.
dad.
I have a
Nice.
young dad.
That's cool. My dad's
I have a
like
young dad, too.
64.
yeah. So it's
What's
a,
the
This
year?
year,
grew
this
it.
year when my dad's birthday and he turned 64, I
You're
was
gonna do the
like,
Paul McCartney?
I will still feed you. I will
I'll
still need you
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're 64.
I like how you referenced the second chorus. Will you still love me? Will you still me? That's good.
That's right.
Heavy.
I'm going to show you my Sgt. Pepper's collection after we get out.
Did you all know that Lenny Kravitz has the lyrics to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? He has the
mean-
actual handwritten lyrics.
Oh, the handwritten. I was like, we all have the
Really?
lyrics. We have the internet.
Bro, if the Beatles were kickstarting their album today, Lenny Kravitz supported and bought the fucking handwritten lyrics. That's a
That's a
Kickstarter
real
gift.
thing. Yeah, sell handwritten
Yeah.
lyrics. Yeah.
Okay, can you play any
Kickstarters,
live Lenny Kravitz?
yeah. I wanna fly. My mom always loved Lenny Kravitz.
If I
was
said
real young.
Eagle Eye Cherry, who would you know who that was?
Who?
Eagle Eye Cherry.
No, I don't.
Okay, would you know the song? Who was Eagle Eye Cherry, Jerry? This is the 90s.
Rhyme.
hey, Krinsky 23.
Eagle Eye Cherry.
Got some people.
We get a shout out,
Save
Krinsky 23.
tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Come tomorrow.
I don't know it.
No.
That's That's all right. I remember, like, I was a school kid, like elementary school, riding the school to bus, and that song would come on the bus player, the bus driver's radio. So it's fine, you don't know that.
Man, that is beautiful though, and that's what we
Do
all
you know
want to
Blink 182?
Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
you play
Like a-
Damn It?
Can you play
I can't
literally
play
anything?
I can't play any Blink 182.
No.
Here,
What
let me tell you,
about-
We're from San Diego.
Ryan
where
and
Blink's
Jerry,
from.
guys. Let me tell you, I'm really not a good. Can you play that guitar player?
We're gonna find
Really?
out right
I'm not.
now. Can you play any Jimmy Eat World?
No,
No! No!
I can't. I'm not good at like
Wow.
riffs. I'm good at like ideas. Like I'm not good at like. Do you know this?
Can you play the idea of Jimmy Eat World?
Ooh,
You said you're good at
that's
ideas.
deep. That's deep as hell.
That honestly is like the best. Like that's honestly the heaviest question anyone's ever asked me. Can you play the idea? I think that's them for telling me what their idea.
Do you even know
is.
a single Jimmy Eat World song?
No, I just know people who like Jimmy Eat World for what it's worth.
You're in a room. You're in the wrong room for that, to say that. How many times, Ryan, have you seen Jimmy Eat World in concert?
Like 22.
See, I just want
And
to
I've seen
have.
him, like,
I want to
9.
have fans like that. So I saw him 20 times.
Bro,
Okay,
it can
I'm there.
happen, yeah.
Like, I'm there.
Here's the thing, I'll tell
Hey,
you
Scoop
the
Matty
truth.
D.
What you have to do to have fans like that is you have to hit somebody when they're like 15, 16, 14, 17.
You
Somewhere
gotta keep
there.
hitting them though.
Prior to 18, you need to give them a thing. And here's the deal. Me and Jimmy Eat World, first heard them, my girlfriend when I was 14, was like, oh, check out the song Bleed American. I listened to it. I was like,
I've
oh,
never
that's
heard of
pretty,
it.
So good.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'll
That's,
show you.
that's your homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my girlfriend sends me Bleed American.
it.
I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then she's like, oh, check out the song. Then my buddy Michael Walker, he sends me The Middle. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Is that
That's the biggest
Malcolm in the
hit.
Middle song?
No.
It just takes some time, little girl. You're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be all right. You never heard that song?
All right.
You're the
Sounds
only
pop
one.
country though when you sing a cappella.
Bro, you could play the solo like him,
No-
and that would
oh,
be
it would be
dope.
amazing.
It's
Oh, I'm
one of
sure.
the coolest
Wow, a little
solos.
cocky, huh?
He does the bumblebees.
No, you could though.
Do you know what I mean when I say bumblebee? Like
No.
he's like on a solo. He's like.
There's like advanced guitar.
No, it's not. I feel like you're making it sound way more difficult of a solo than it is.
Oh, well, we'll see. Okay, it's an amazing solo.
I will absolutely
It's
stream
like,
it.
think of like surf rock, you know?
I've heard
it's
of it.
like 16 notes or 30-second notes.
Love that.
It's
So
up
it's
there.
kind of like Julian Casablancas band, The Strokes.
The Strokes.
The Strokes. Is that his name? What's the name of his band?
It's in the vein.
What's his name?
but
Julian
not quite
Casablanca.
there.
What's the name of the band? Is it The Strokes?
The Strokes? I don't know Julie Casablanca, but I do know the Strokes.
Julian Casablancas. Is this it? Is this it?
Oh no. Can you play?
It might be The Strokes. I don't know any of their songs.
Malcolm in the Middle is boss of May They. Oh, boss of me. They might be giants.
Oh yeah, they might be giants. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not.
Oh yeah, you aren't the boss of me.
so
Yeah.
big.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
not the boss of me now, and you're not so big.
Well, hey,
His mom was
and
a-
you aren't so.
What was the end of
and
that?
you aren't that
dun,
brave.
Dun dun dun.
His mom was
Is
terrible.
that what's
That's what Floppy says.
You're
and he
not
probably has the lyrics
so
pulled up on Google right now.
brave.
See, that's the beauty of streaming. God.
Yeah,
that's the
I
best
know, it's
thing I've
wonderful,
ever heard.
right?
Yeah, it really is.
Now,
Bro, that's the beauty of music is that you
Oh,
and
he doesn't
me
have the lyrics,
both
he's
like
just
that
guessing.
song touched us and we're like,
Yep.
yeah, you're not supposed to be now.
We
You're
start
so
singing it.
big.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that hit a thing.
Yes, absolutely, my friend. And man, you're right. I gotta give people who aren't 18 something, and there's a new goal. You know, that's a beautiful thing about life is you do something like this, and you come in here and like you would never have thought that was a new idea that you need to leave with, but absolutely, like that's really admirable. That's like thank you for that because I haven't thought about that. Like that's all I want is people to be like, man, I saw him 20 fucking times. We drove
Yup.
8 hours
New
with my
goal.
girlfriend.
Oh, bro, I've done that so many times. All you gotta do, you
I want
gotta
to be.
hit
Sorry, not
somebody.
to interrupt you, but like I want to be somebody like I want you to bring your first girlfriend to my show, and then
Yep.
when I bring like I want you to bring like the girl you love to my show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want it to be.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
hold
like
on.
if you hit somebody when they're 14, they're gonna forget about you, but you hit them again when they're 16.
When they need it.
And then they hear your album. It's at 14 they hear a couple songs. They're like, oh yeah, Daniel Donato, I know of that person. Oh, it's pretty cool. Okay, but then at 16
when they start
they're
smoking
ready.
weed. Right.
And then they hear your album, and they're like, and there's this one night where it just strikes them, and they're
Yeah.
like, this is the this album touches every part of my life.
Yeah, I know that one.
Then they're gonna see you for the rest of their life.
No matter what.
22 times, and they're gonna bring their girlfriend to be. They're gonna bring their fiance. They're gonna bring their wife. They're gonna bring their kids.
Their kids.
They might even one of them
They
might
may
even
bring their
propose
mistress.
at your show.
See that?
Yeah.
Honest to God, is
Will you pull them up on stage?
A dream for me.
Pull them on stage to
Yeah.
propose. Will you do that?
Maybe if they want it. If I were to propose to somebody at a show, I wouldn't want it to be a deal. I actually thought of proposing to, if I ever do propose to somebody, I want it to be at a Grateful Dead show. I want it to be during set break. You know what I mean? So we can go walk out in the lot and like be married or be together forever, and then go enjoy another set of music. I wouldn't want it to be like a big deal.
Okay.
That's something I thought of. I'm weird.
Now we've got a number of new people in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
People now, including Scoop Matty D, who's one of my. We gotta scroll up to see all that, but who is who's been hanging out with me for maybe longer than anyone here between YouTube and Twitch. Not like tonight, but in general. And who's since he just got here probably hasn't heard your stuff yet.
Let's do something.
So why don't we do? Can we do another one of your songs?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a song called Broke Down. This is the first song off Modern Machine, my first release of music, available on all piracy places. Just kidding, all streaming, because I'm all about the streaming. Actually, I don't want to downgrade it in any way. I'm serious. I love streaming. It's awesome. That's how I listen to music too.
Every now and then and time again, I feel the water I'm drowning in, it's cold still. I keep dancing on with the snakes, seems to be that I'm broke down. I don't sleep at night much, and all my words have a slight touch of something shrill. The wind cuts cold and I shake, and writing on the wall reads broke down. And I'm falling down heavy like the rain. No slack on this rusty chain. It's the same old deal, no hands in the wheel. Had a fork in the road, broke down. Alright. Peaks and valleys ebb and flow. That's just the way that life goes. I've come to know. Stop counting on my mistakes. I did that for my own sake. Can't make a man feel broke down. Now I'm falling down heavy like the rain. No slack on this rusty chain. Well, it's the same old deal. What way to feel seems to be that I'm broke down. Same old deal, no hands in the wheel. Had a fork in the road, broke down. Writing on the wall reads broke down. Now if we were live, I'd keep jamming it.
Do it. Let's see.
That'd be like a snippet of the live outro that we do.
That's pretty Yes, Scoop Matty D, we do have it set up that way, and it just changes over the night many times.
What's that?
He's asking, he's like, hey, can you move the mic out of the way of his face?
Oh, the mic is in my face. Yeah.
But the mic has moved a lot, and also we move a lot.
Yeah.
For several hours.
Well, we're humans.
We're humans.
We change.
A little. What did Floppy say? I just caught Floppy's comment.
We are humans a little.
He said, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
That's my t-shirt.
That's your t-shirt, yeah. We'll do it live.
Check. You and me, mics.
Huh? My mic's on.
Our mics aren't working good.
Perfect. Also talk really loud so you can hear me through his mic.
Yeah, Daniel's mic is working fine.
I love that UA interface y'all are using. That's cool.
Need a mosquito, as they say. My mic's working fine. See?
I know, but it's not coming through on podcast.
Yeah. Technical difficulties, as always.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
We're
Problem
back.
solved. We're back.
It's a great room. Probably sounds great in here.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, so, and it doesn't have to be the second
guitar's
just do a
really
song
out
or
too.
whatever, but this was Waylon Jennings' room, and we haven't heard you play a Waylon Jennings song.
Ooh, yeah, let's do one.
Are we just gonna dive right into it?
Dive right
Let's
in.
just dive right into it.
You wish we would, Phil.
Let's just jump right into it.
Let's jump right into it. Okay, so this for those of y'all watching not knowing, this is a studio on Music Row in Nashville, Tennessee.
The famous music row.
The famous Music Row. I started renting it back in January, and it used to be owned by Waylon Jennings. It was built by him. All the you can't see it in here. If you go in the main room, you can see there's all this wood trim. He built it, and so Daniel's about to play a.
There's a
Waylon
lot
Jennings
of
song.
cocaine.
There's
a
a
lot of
lot of
cocaine.
Several cocaine. But
In this
can
room.
we move that down a little bit?
Okay, I can do a little
All right.
just for y'all.
Because everyone wants to see his beautiful face. Sorry, Ryan's a producer, and so he's all about have the mic right in front of his face. But I just want it to be on the internet,
Give the people what they want, Jerry.
and they want to see you.
They want to see you.
Give me 5.
Yeah, brother. All right. This is a great Waylon Jennings song written by Mr. Rodney Crowell,
Welcome.
who lives out in Spring Hill, where I'm from.
Is he still alive?
He's very alive. He looks great. He's touring and just put out a new greatest hits record. His second one. It's all acoustic. The hits were so good they gotta do them twice. All right. This is a song called "Ain't Living Long Like This."
I looked for trouble and I found it, son. Right down the barrel of a long man's gun. I try to run, but I don't think I can. You make one move and you're a dead man. Friend, ain't living long like this. Ain't living long like this, and my baby. You know the story of the jailhouse rock. You wanna do it, but just don't get caught. They got 'em all in the jailhouse, baby. Ain't living long like this. Ain't living long like this, and my baby. Grew up in Texas off the Wayside Drive. Son of a cop and some all-night dives. Dad drove a stock car to an early death. No, I remember was a drunk man's breath. Ain't living long like this. Ain't living long like this, and my baby. He stuck the handcuffs on behind my back. You know the story of the jailhouse back. They got 'em all in the jailhouse, baby. Ain't living long like this. Ain't living long like this, and my baby. Guitar solo.
Well, damn. I mean, they can't hear me right now.
Well,
There we
damn.
go.
Thanks. Yeah, that is one of that was a song Waylon did pretty much to the end of his career. He did it at mostly every show. One of my favorite songs. We do it every show as well. We one of just like a great, just like get them dancing and us dancing as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
When I got the studio, I decided, okay, well, I better know who Waylon Jennings is.
Yeah.
So I have gone through two of his documentaries, biographies at this point. One was, there's a biography he wrote.
Which is...
Have you listened to it or read it?
The first line, I forgot where he was born, but he says, at least that's what they tell me.
Uh-huh.
I was born this date this year. He goes, at least that's what they tell me.
me.
and then the chapter where he starts in Nashville, he goes, I arrived in Nashville in a white Cadillac with a girl with yellow hair. I was like, oh man, that's the most
Now for people who don't know, because I bet you especially a lot of the younger people in there don't know who Waylon Jennings is.
Waylon is.
Youngins.
He's essentially the godfather of outlaw country.
Of outlaw
Is that
country.
the right term? I don't know.
Yeah. Which like both has like a political meaning and also a stylistic meaning, right? So it's like outlaw in the same way that the Beatles were outlaws. You know, they did records their own way and with their own crew and released music to the masses, and people fucking loved it. And the same thing goes for Waylon. He had the first platinum record in Nashville.
Really?
Wow.
So
I didn't know that.
Are You Sure Hang Done It This Way was the song.
That was the one. Okay.
First. I mean, if you think of now, we're in a great time now where new music records are being broken. Drake's Scorpion, that was the first record to release 1 billion streams within a week. So we're literally alive where the most popular piece of music has been released. I get goosebumps thinking about that. Like I get adrenaline just thinking, but this is this has never happened before. So
Kiki, do you love me? Da, 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 da. Bro, I went skating this week. Bringing it back to skateboarding. I went skating like 2 nights ago. There's this amazing parking structure. It's 8 levels and there's an elevator.
Oh!
So you go down 8 levels and then you just take the elevator back to the top and go 8 levels again.
Their guy, like, they had a board meeting. They're like, okay, there needs to be an elevator. They're like,
Bro, skaters designed this office building.
Christmas bonus.
Oh, if you go at night, it's always open. No, I've only been hassled by security once in years.
I like how he.
Like,
Which in
many times.
skating culture is not even enough.
Yeah. Oh,
I love how that's
Skating
like
is not a
points to
crime.
go there.
skating is not a crime. That's right. Bring it back. So I go there. So I went there the other night, like Saturday or Sunday or something. I went there with my buddy's Sector 9 board and just was cruising, pumping the parking structure. And then and I had on my skating playlist. I got St. Lucia.
Yeah.
I got Daywave.
Yeah.
I got Nicki Minaj, Young Forever.
Young Prayer, okay, yeah.
And then I got Drake.
God's Plan.
Not God's Plan.
Not a good
I
skating
had,
song.
although that'd be a good one. I had Kiki, do you in my feelings?
Yeah.
Got me in my feet. Oh, that is such a good skating song.
I mean, dude.
The beat. I'm just dancing on my board.
I feel like no good skating song has come out since like 2004.
Bro, I'm telling
Otherwise,
you,
it's
in my
not a skating
feelings, it's
song.
a good skating song.
I love
if you're
it,
on a
dude.
Sector 9.
It's great. I'm at a point
had
now
so
in
much
my
fun.
life where I used to really disregard that music but there's a lot of it that's being released that I find real emotional reality in. Like,
Okay, here's some musical thought, and let's see if we can connect here. I don't know, but here's a thought I had while I was skating listening to Drake. I was thinking, opposed to
specific.
melody. So if I'm prioritizing music, like what makes music, I was thinking, now this is a skating thought, but while I'm skating, I'm thinking, you know what? I think rhythm is more important than melody. Melody's super important.
Yeah.
It's very important. I couldn't live without melody, but I think you could have good rhythm and that could be music. I don't think you could have melody that is arrhythmic and it still be good music.
man, I mean,
do you
country
think?
roads take me home
Uh-huh.
to the place that I belong.
Now hold on, the stream has a very
West
specific
Virginia.
connection to that song.
Yeah.
Mountain Mama,
Yeah.
take me home. You
Uh-huh.
gotta feel something.
Cat.tv says
No,
rhythm is
because
the
of the
outline,
melody,
melody is
right?
the
Because
color.
of the melody.
The melody
right?
is what makes that great. But sing that melody with zero rhythm, I don't know if it works.
It's
Well,
not even
melody doesn't
possible.
exist without rhythm.
Correct. I think rhythm is the start.
The outline.
Yeah.
If you're like, where we go? Take me home, let you run to the place.
Right.
I'm alive.
Well, now you're just like ridiculous.
The John Cage version.
Like, I think you could listen to a rhythm that has no melody and it could be good. Like,
Well, haven't you heard
Show
all
us.
like
no melody, but there's a rhythm.
but
happening.
like African music, like real African music, tribal African music, right? It's rhythm.
There's a rhythm there, and there's not a melody, and
There's not.
you could listen to it and get into it.
Maybe. Yeah, I agree. I
But
agree.
I don't know if you could listen to a melody that has zero rhythm
Yeah.
and be a fan.
I don't know if there is such a thing.
Correct.
Like, is it
so
even
I think
possible?
rhythm is the backdrop,
Yeah.
and I think
Make Kitaro.
one of my personal, like, not problems, but one of my personal things with hip hop is that, or with rap, is that there's not enough melody. And so I really gravitate to hip hop songs that have a lot of melody, and not as much as hip hop songs that don't have a lot of melody.
Yeah, there's some good ones that don't have melody that are really spastic in their dialogue, like Lil Boom. So like, there's a lot of shit like it's like back in the day, it was like the MySpace song that was on your page, right? Like when you first got on it. Now for the kids who are that age, it's their SoundCloud. It's like what SoundCloud song, like what SoundCloud rapper. That's where all the rappers are, and there's this really underground rapper called Lil Boom, who's fucking hilarious. Like one song is like "Wanna Bang the MILF Next Door," and it's great. And it's like the dialogue's really great, and there's no melody, but you can get into it. The more popular music like Travis Scott, The Weeknd, Drake, things like that, there has to be melody because it's being consumed on a mass scale. That's what human needs. Dude, everyone's kikiing. Yeah, every person. My 7-year-old sister.
That's what's
asked
so
me
great
kiki.
about Drake is that he's obviously like hip hop. Anything hip hop is like so rhythmic, but it also like a Drake has really strong melodies. My
Yeah,
favorite rap song, I think, or hip hop song, I think it's more of hip hop, is Right Above It, Lil Wayne featuring Drake.
I don't know it.
No.
I mean, I
know
don't
it.
know much.
Every
don't have
time
much
I go
stake
to
in game.
anytime I go into Vegas, as soon as we drop off the Vegas Strip.
Now
as
hold
soon
on.
as
Now
we
to
get
be
off the
clear,
freeway-
when you live in San Diego, it's about a 4-hour drive. Like it's not that far.
yeah,
like
we're
people go to
close-
Vegas all the time.
We live close to
Yeah, it's
Vegas.
like
yeah.
Memphis or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It sounds, for me, it sounds
I've been
crazy.
to Vegas no less than 15 times.
Yeah.
Vegas is usually
Well, I haven't been
here's
that many,
Vegas
but-
for me. I've been to Vegas on purpose.
You
Like
could tell
twice.
about somebody who's been to Vegas 15 times, and they're not playing gigs there. They're just going. Like,
The majority of times I've been to Vegas is on the way to somewhere else, and you just happen to be driving through Vegas.
You gotta stop.
So you're like, oh, let's stop, and we're gonna like spend. Oh, it's so fun. We're going on a road trip to Montana, but let's spend 1 hour in Vegas.
spend the whole night.
I'm gonna walk through Caesars. I'm gonna play a slot machine for about 30 minutes.
Craps.
7.
Or whatever it is. You get a free drink. You maybe see a show. Maybe you go to New York, and you take a roller coaster. Whatever it is, Vegas is just fun. It's like
It's amazing. I love Vegas. Yeah.
Vegas feels like New York City, in some ways, in terms of just excitement level.
I'm playing there next year.
Are
Oh,
you?
yeah?
It's gonna be fun. And here's what you gotta do. Every time I get off the Tropicana Freeway and drop down onto the Strip, right about there, I throw on Right Above It, Lil Wayne featuring Drake, and it's just the jam. It's like a horn sound, and it's like, oh, that song every time. You just feel like the king of Las Vegas.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that music is. It's to make you feel instantly empowered. There hasn't been a
Yeah.
music before hip hop and rap that gets you 0 to 60 empowerment quicker. That's
right.
the whole deal. That's the whole vibe. Absolutely, I agree. That's why J Dill is the shit. That's why the D'Angelo stuff is awesome and the Common stuff. I mean, that stuff is heavy. I love that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Just instantly feel like a king.
You do, brother. You really do. I used to listen to like 50 Cent and G Unit when I was like like in 6th and 7th grade playing basketball. You know, like doing the thing and like loved it. Just out there being like feeling fucking on top of the world like a badass. And then obviously different music got me going in a different direction, but absolutely, totally.
Now we've got to wrap things up a little
Let's
bit
do
here. We usually go out on a song.
Yay!
Now we often that's what we do, right? Now what we can do, because here's the thing. Normally we play a song off Spotify.
Yeah, let's do that. That's fine too.
Yeah, but we definitely been digging you playing,
Thanks, brother.
So let's have him play another song.
and then
we'll go
end
out
it on
on
a Spotify song.
So don't play one of your Spotify songs.
Cool.
Because we're going to play one of those at the end for the outro.
Yay!
Play something else.
For the Spotify song, please play Melody Melody. That is a song.
Melody
That's
Melody.
the song
Okay,
that's
yeah,
doing
that
the
was my
best.
favorite one of the ones we listened to.
It's weird. That was the one I thought people were not going to like the most, and that's one everyone who said they listened to the EP likes. Well, the bottle's gone.
You know why? Because we're the whole bottle podcast.
The whole Pottle podcast.
The whole bottle podcast.
We're
I
damn
got the last little
professionals.
slip.
You are. Yeah, you're real patrons.
Patrol.
Yeah, it's from the Fallout trailer. Exactly. Yeah.
Let me see here. Let me do.
Now I got to make sure that Spotify will play easily.
It will, because we saved him. Remember? He's right there. We're good.
No. That's not what I mean. I mean, I just need to make sure it's actually the audio is gonna function. Okay, it does. Okay, just want to make sure. I saw a little blip of audio.
That's Melody. I don't want to play that. Sorry.
So you're going to play a song other than Melody. You're going to play us out. Then we're going to say goodbye to everybody. And then we're going to play from your spot. So 5.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's do that real quick. 2. Already got it. This is shred one.
Well, every day I wake to the same old dream, not even silence and talking something from upstream. Well, I get scared every now and then of ending up like the fly in the cabinet that is newly dead from old age. Well, I've been waiting for the stars to align. Can't say it's not an honest crime, making small rocks and big rocks, doing my time. Well, the night sweats are at their best, yeah, just waiting for when I can place my bet that them stars ain't aligning with any time soon. But clear as day, there are times when my thoughts and actions are foolish. We hear me down in the basement, banging away for that silver lining. Perhaps there ain't no such thing, just growing pains in my brain, growing gains, a new phase. The solution and the struggle in me, they are the same thing, shred. My core, like cold feet on the hardwood floor, feelings too unsettling to ignore. Robert time keeps carrying, moving on, whispering words to its song. I hope to one day sing with a smile. Well, clear as day, there are times when my thoughts and actions are foolish. We hear me down in the basement, banging away for that silver lining. Perhaps there ain't no such thing, just growing pains in my brain, growing gains, a new phase. The solution and the struggle in me, they are the same thing. The solution and the struggle in me, they are the same thing. Alright.
Yay! That's fun. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out with us and Music Girl Hideout. Make sure to check out Daniel Donato on all the things: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Twitter, Patreon, Bandcamp, Dizzle. Dizzle is also a new audio streaming service. I'm on there.
Dizzle.
Musically, I'm on Musically as well.
Check them out on all the
everything.
things.
Every single fucking thing. Just Daniel
The
Donato, Google.
real Daniel Donato. Wait, is it the real or is it just the
It's
Daniel
just
Donato?
The Daniel
The
Donato.
Daniel Donato.
Yeah.
When you get famous enough, you're gonna add the real to it.
Maybe.
Wow.
You
The
should
official.
claim that now before somebody else gets
I'm
it.
actually gonna do really the Daniel Donato. Actually, yeah.
Really, the official for serious. God damn it, this is me, Daniel Donato.
Yeah.
You got to pick that one.
Or it's gonna be I don't know Jimmy Eat World at gmail.com. Thank you. Or who is Sinbad?
That's
My
cool.
bad. gmail.com.
You should pick fucking
Shazam
Pagan.
Kazam.
Shazam, Kazam, and
Shazam, Kazam.
Who knows?
That's a new dating app. So it's like literally like Shazam Kazam. So like Shazam, did you know her? Did you not know her?
Shazam.
Shazam Kazam.
And as always, we got to do also a tiny bit of self-promotion, which is make sure to follow the channel. Also check us out, check Music Row Hideout on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and check out Ryan Poole Music
At Ryan Poole Music.
and all the things, and Bird Rock
Pool
Studio.
has an E,
all the things.
like a proper pool.
Anyways, guys,
And you're at Obadiah X.
yeah, at Obadiah X and all the things, except for Twitter, which is at Obadiah_X, because some asshole took Obadiah X.
Shit. Yeah, I have Daniel J. Donato on Twitter.
Daniel J. Yeah. Also, even though I haven't mentioned it right now, we also need to call out that this entire podcast, Daniel's getting my name wrong.
What's that?
Oh, wow.
My boy.
Wow, okay. I don't know how to break this to you. I wasn't going to bring it up, but he's a
Two
dick.
people brought it up in chat. Said I had to say something.
Oh wow! Oh
I had to
wow!
say
Okay.
something.
Here, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know gently. Jury. What do we call oven mitts?
No, Mitch.
What is that from?
Have I been
old-
saying
from
your name
old
wrong?
school?
Is that what you just said? Oh my
Okay.
God. Is it not Jerry? I did the same thing all day to a producer I was working with.
It's okay. Everybody does it.
Here's
I
the
always
thing.
just never say anything.
Jury?
It's jury, like 12 guys in a courtroom.
Oh, I've been saying Jerry.
Everyone does. I wasn't gonna say anything except
Here's
for
the
like
problem.
multiple people said it in chat. And I was
Here's
like,
the
"All right, I'll tell
problem.
him."
Oh, damn. Why wait till the end? I wish I knew.
I
had to
almost
let it
said
just
it in the,
ride.
I
You have
almost said
such
it in the
Jerry
beginning, but I
vibes.
was like, let's just, we'll get through it. Here's the thing. His name is not a real name. And you said a real name. His name is some bullshit. It's 12 guys in the courtroom. You said a real
Is
name.
it spelled like Jury, Jury?
Yeah.
J-U-R-Y.
Which
that's
is
his
I understand. I
name.
don't blame you. I'm not.
Doesn't that
I'm
blow
not
your
upset.
mind?
I don't care. 'cause
That
everyone literally says
recontextualizes
same
the
thing.
entire interview with him.
You know what? Here's where I'm
This
at.
guy.
Can I, this literally,
Yeah, be real.
can I just be real with my gut here?
Yeah.
First of all, first and foremost, so what I'm going to say happens in level of importance.
Okay.
Level 1, my bad.
No, that's, literally, I don't care.
No,
I
I know
literally
you
don't
don't.
care at all.
I know you don't. Level 2, if you want to be a personality, you should be like, it's Jury, dude. I know it sounds like Jerry, but before you say it, it's literally Jury. Like, just give us the
But I
metaphor
do that
and we'll
my
know.
whole life. My whole
gotta
every
keep-
day.
you gotta keep
I
doing
work
it.
with students every
Yeah.
day, and I'm like, it's like jury, 12 guys in a
Here,
courtroom.
I got a
And they
thing
still
for
get
you.
it wrong.
Here's my idea. Why don't you just, when you meet someone from the beginning, say, hi, my name is Jury.
Like 12 guys in a courtroom.
Sounds like Jerry, but it's Jury.
Yeah, literally.
Here's the thing.
I would have gotten it immediately. I would have never said it wrong again.
Is that he loves that you call him
He
Jerry all
loves
so long,
it.
so that he can bring
and
it up
everyone
and
in
be
chat's
like,
like,
nah.
yeah, that's right, Jerry.
You know, it's like you honestly, you're probably like Jerry Garcia's like vaping's long lost son.
Bruh,
Which is like-
I had a
No,
friend.
Jerry, or Liz, that's a whole other thing.
My buddy came over to our house on Sunday, and we were like cooking lunch before we went out and explored some waterfalls, and he's like, he called him Jerry the whole time. And
Sounds
after
like-
we left, I
I've
was
met this guy like 4 times.
That's no good. I'll never
after we
mess up.
left, I mentioned, I was like, yeah, his name's Jury. And he's like, oh no.
You know what?
He's calling him Jerry the whole time.
He has a Mandela name.
Bro, he does a
Hashtag
Mandela
Mandela
name.
name.
You really do. You really do. That's
Yeah.
great.
Who's that
Yeah,
guy?
I'm sorry about
we
that.
all remember that, our friend Jerry,
I thought
right?
his name was
His
Sinbad.
name's Jury.
Shit.
That's your name's Sinbad, and everyone knows it.
Hashtag Mandela effect.
All right, guys. I just had to throw it in there as a little at the end.
Mandela effect.
What
Mandela effect.
All right, guys. Make sure to check out Daniel Donato and all the things. And we're going to play his song off his new EP, Melody. And here y'all go.
seen everything that you need to see? But have you heard what you have to hear? Now, I'm not one to give advice, but I've worn your shoes in this life. All is not lost, just to lend an ear. To keep on growing strong in the dark side, in the brightest dawn, at the end of the day. It's all of us gotta shine to make it pay. A heart of gold lasts long in the dark side until your brightest dawn. Cry on countless neon nights just to make it home in the rain. A pocket others change. A melody from a temporary dream wakes me when the rooster crows to make sure I know